also have our buddy Toolink here, which is going to help us give us both good luck during this run. And yeah, so pretty much the main part of this game, like every other game, is just to beat the game as fast as possible. This is any percent with glitches. This isn't like a glitches category, so we'll be using every glitch that we know that will make this run faster. So the timer will start when we say go, and the timer, well, I guess, for whoever wins, the timer will be on the final blow to Ganondorf. Yep. So, you ready?
I think I'm ready, yeah.
All right. So,
on go.
On go.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Here we go. So, the first couple minutes of this run is kind of hectic. There's a lot of stuff going on, but basically what's going to be going on here is we're going to be coming through this gate, and next, pretty much right after that, we're actually going to reset the game in a very specific way, and we're going to appear on the title screen. This is known as back in time, and allows us to play on the title screen and get a certain file that's on the title screen that gives us I believe the hero shield, or not the hero shield, the Hylian shield, the hero's tunic, Ordon sword, also Tame Epona, right?
Yeah, and some of that stuff will come into play later, and some of that stuff will actually kind of hurt us in the long run. So
get to the gate. Messing up. You got through first try. I didn't get through first try. No. So right here, as you can see, we're using this rock to kind of like squeeze it between the gate, and I'm not getting very lucky right now because it's just RNG dependent. It's really annoying to sometimes to get through this gate. Like we can spend like over 2 minutes, and I'm still not getting through. So this is DB speedrunning, everybody. So
yep.
In the first couple of minutes, this game is pretty tame, but as soon as we get to like the 10-minute mark, that's when things become a little bit hectic.
They become painful in some cases.
So right there, what I just did is I dropped down the ledge frame perfectly, and I did the reset code on a very specific manner. I held B for the last button press, so it delays my reset as much as possible. And so now I'm on my title screen, and now I'm going to save and quit. And now we're going to start with our, Ordon sword, hero's tunic, Hylian shield, all that good stuff. And so now the game has actually put us a little bit forward into the progress of the story. Technically, this is the part of the game where we go actually get the iron boots. But before we even do that, we need to save Tallow to progress Ordon just a little bit more. Bonk.
Yep.
Classic. So in this next area Ether's going into, it's going to be a little dark, so...
yeah.
It's going to be, might need to turn on his lantern, but...
Let's see.
It looks pretty good to you.
It's a little dark.
One thing you might also notice, it's very subtle, but Ether is actually playing on the German version of this game, which is 3 seconds faster than English. I'm actually playing on English. The only major difference now is that the lantern text is faster in German than in English, and it was usually like 6 seconds, something like that, due to a bomb bag, but I cannot see a thing, dude. But ever since the new route, a new little trick has been implemented, it's gotten down the difference only 3 seconds, so very minor, really.
Yeah, the new trick you'll see later with the bomb bag duping and everything like that will used to be where our time save was for German, but no longer is. I am missing my rolls. This feels weird.
Yeah, so rolling is actually really difficult in this game. There's a lot of rolling up slopes in particular are really difficult. When you're rolling up a slope, you have to be pretty much frame perfectly, because if you're not frame perfect, you're going to lose all your speed and roll up really slow. And certain slopes make you go fast, certain slopes make you go down, like slower. It's complicated. This game has a very complicated rolling system. Nice brake slide. That was very swag.
Cool. I was sad I was going to fail that, but looks like we're good.
So that what Ether did there is known as a brake slide. Basically, it's a task strat where you hold a position on the controller called ESS position, while you're like you target and you let go and you hold ESS. It's task only, but use it in swag instances. Also, you might not be able to see, but this game actually lags quite a bit in certain areas. So in certain parts of the run, you see us have our camera facing down, then up.
So here you'll see actually if I have bad rolls, it'll take drastically longer to get up that slope than it would if I just had frame perfect rolls, because they made this game just that little more annoying. So now we saved Talo, and now we're going to actually progress to the, what is it, day 3?
Yeah, it's day 3.
Day 3. Game's all messed up right now because the game thinks we are kind of like at the second dungeon, sort of, but not really. So, and we kind of didn't explain also, when we did back in time and saved, we just kind of appeared here in Farron Woods. People used to think that the reason why we spawned there was just due to the cutscene. The first cutscene that plays is literally right there. But it actually seems to be that the game just doesn't know where to put you when you save, so the game just defaults you to like the first default location, which happens to be right there. So it's very lucky. If it was somewhere else, we probably wouldn't be able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we have to herd some goats here, which may or may not be great.
So while Ether's doing goats, I can kind of explain what's going on. I'm about to enter goats myself, but these goats are very RNG heavy. They could be very nice, they could be very agitated and run all over the place. Sometimes they could be a couch potato and just sleep on the job.
Howard.
And yeah, there's our good pal Howard. We call that goat Howard because he didn't want to go in. So any of the goats that don't want to go in, we just call him Howard.
Yeah, that would have been a really nice time, except he decided to not go home.
So, you thought goats were pretty bad. Oh, you haven't seen what's coming up next.
Oh, yes. So our friendly man, Bo, who is he's a very loving person, but not in the speedrun. Right now, so normally you're supposed to go here after you, I forgot what part of the story it is. Is it after?
It's right after you tame Epona.
Right. After you tame Epona, you have to go grab Iron Boots so that you can, do Goron Mines and everything like that. And certain things, after we get Iron Boots early, will actually kind of interfere with our route here, but there's ways around stuff like that.
So Ether is about to go into Bo. With Bo, he's sort of like rock, paper, scissors, and he can do a various amount of things, or 3 different things. He can either wait. No, actually, no. Round 1, he can do 4 things. He can wait. He can turn left. He can slap you. He can grab you. He can do all that stuff. But it all adds up to 100%. So in the first phase, it's better to slap because there's a better chance he will just do nothing. You'll be able to one-turn him if you mash fast enough. But sometimes Bo can just not be nice.
One.
It's right
So,
there.
Right there, he's not being nice.
So he's just grabbed him. All right, he did nothing there, so that's actually really good. Didn't one-round him, so that's fine. He did nothing. There's the nothing option, and there you go. That's round 1.
And then round 2 is a little more difficult because he can't do anything anymore. He has to do something, and most of the time he'll either slap you or dodge.
Mm-hmm.
And this could decide if I'm going to be behind after this.
Okay, turn.
All right, 1. All right. And if you mash fast enough, you can actually do it in one go just like that. So thankfully, he wasn't too bad.
Just got finished in my first round, so round 2 was good.
So this is just the first hurdle of the whole thing. This is part 1 of like the, 4 or 5 deadly things of this run.
So many.
After this, we're just going to progress to the story where we go into the sewers is when we become Wolf and stuff like that. Next thing coming up that could be a run killer. Well, it's not going to be run killer this run, but could be a bad thing for us is Hugo.
Literally just slapping this man for this, this 2 minutes here. I've just been slapping. Doesn't stop.
All right. So I'm saving a file here because I will actually need this file later for another trick. So we used back in time in the beginning of the game to get the title screen file and save from it, but now we're actually going to use that same mechanic in a different way in the future.
This stupid man, dude. Get out of here. I literally just sat there for like a minute plus slapping this boy back and forth. RNG, please. So that is an example of what Bo can do. You slap, slap, slap. He can grab you. It just never ends. Never-ending cycle.
Yeah, unfortunately, D3 did get hit with that bad RNG. So hopefully, he'll pull through.
It happens.
I might fail Hugo, and he might be right ahead of me. So
yeah, you never know.
Hugo's the gatekeeper. Once we get past Hugo, it's like, all right, everything else is bearable. And so I'll kind of explain a little bit, but I did mention it earlier. How doing back in time gave us some certain things, and it also will cause us some problems. We'll see that after we finish the sewers.
So good rolls there. Nice.
No,
No
too
box
early.
break.
No
dang.
box break. I
Damn.
gotta reset.
Reset.
I didn't save 3 frames, unfortunately.
Dang, dang, dang.
Yep, that's the wrong button.
So we always have to go into the sewers to progress the story like this. There's no other way really around it. We have to, you know, transfer into a wolf and stuff like this. So it's kind of required.
Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a, I don't know.
Detour.
Twilights in this game are, I wouldn't say boring, but some of them could be just annoying.
There's a lot of movement within the next couple Twilight sections. There's Linear Twilight is kind of like the sleeper portion of the run, but Elden Twilight is actually really like, there's a lot of interesting, intricate movement in Elden Twilight.
Oh, there's one thing I didn't mention. Text in this game. This is like one of the first games that introduced like text mashing. So in this game, you can just spam A and B as fast as you can in most cases, unless it's like a cutscene or like a specific item get, and just kind of skip through all the text, which is really nice. If you've played any other Zelda games, especially like Wind Waker or the original Skyward Sword, you know that you'd have to wait a long time to get that some of those texts. Even Ocarina of Time had some of those. So, yeah, just kind of a tutorial area. We're just going through sewers here and hoping for the best, praying to our Lord.
Yeah,
Hugo.
we're basically, this is basically the precursor to resetting your run if you're like doing like runs on a stream or something like that, or ongoing stream. Like you get to Hugo, you get Hugo, if you continue. If you don't, you basically reset. You don't reset. You can still do Hugo, but if you're like going for like a really good time, like you want to get Hugo first try, like always. And then like it doesn't even end there. Like there's another trick coming up, very notorious trick in this game, currently Master Sword. But we'll get to there when we get to that.
Yeah, that trick is, I would say, it is sometimes annoying, but not nearly as run killing as Hugo is. Hugo is our gatekeeper.
For me, it's EMS. I'm just not too good at EMS. I'm like okay at Hugo, so I don't really care.
So we got some opposites here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm great at Hugo, sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I'm great at EMS, and then sometimes I just don't know how to play this game.
There's a lot of tricks again that barely work. Like Hugo. Hugo's one example. It barely works. Parallel clip barely works.
Oh yeah, there's TP's the whole thing of barely working tricks or barely just not working.
Did you get any one-framers yet?
Just the jump off the roof part.
Nice. Nice, got a one-framer. So as you saw right there on my screen, I actually jumped before midnight to get to that location. There is one frame exactly on that text box you can jump after to get to it before midnight, and it doesn't save a lot of time, but for optimization purposes, like you want to be getting those run framers. You can't buffer them, but you just have to match for them. And the HD version, you can actually just buffer them, and they're free, which is really nice.
Yeah, HD has some stuff that I wish we really had in this game.
All right, 2 one-framers, okay.
And there's also stuff that I wish that HD had that are in this game, so it goes both ways.
3 okay, there's one more one-framer. Let's see if I can get it. Time save.
All right, so I'm now approaching Hugo, the gatekeeper. So I may be quiet during this section, just because I need to focus. But kind of explaining on what I said earlier, where we got back in time and saved the file from the title screen. This is the part of the game where you have to go into the village, grab the sword and shield, and come back and progress with the story. However, we do have the sword and shield in the back, but the game doesn't even know we have that on our back. It just says you have nothing in your inventory, but we do physically have it on our back. And the story flags are way later in the game to the point where there's no going back to this point. We've time traveled too far, and we can't fix it, pretty much.
It's funny, it's called back in time, yet we travel forward in time.
Right. Yeah, the reason it's called back in time is because it was discovered when it was discovered, a person discovered it when they were further in the game, and it took them back to a previous point. So that's why it's called back in time, and the name just kind of stuck. So I'm going to stay quiet here real quick.
Stay
just 'cause I
quiet.
need to focus, and if I fail this, I'm going to cry.
Anyways, so while Ether is doing sword and shield skip, I guess I could explain what's going on. So basically, he's pushing this bokoblin that we called Hugo into a very specific position, and once he's in that specific position, we're going to go for what's called LJA. It's basically a long jump attack, and it's going to make us jump into the trigger to where we can enter fair on Twilight. Because there's actually 2 triggers currently where Ether is standing around. There's one trigger where Midna's like, hey, go back, get the sword and shield. And there's the other trigger on top of it that is, oh, you can go into Fair and Woods. So they're overlapping, but you can't, going into Fair and Woods takes priority.
I'm going to reset him here real quick because I don't trust him.
All right, I'm on my way over, so let's hope he's nice to me. It's fine. All right, I'm both going to focus up here, so I'm going to feel a little quiet.
Ah, nice.
Oh, nice,
right.
You got it.
Hardest trick of the run right there, in my opinion. So, good luck to D3.
Okay, unfortunate. I did fail it, so what I'm going to do, what do you have to do here is if you fail Hugo, I'm just going to jump off the side of the bridge and reset. If you do kill Hugo, that kills your run, so we're going to reset his hit points by just falling off the void, and I'm going to keep trying until I get it. Unfortunately, I didn't get it, but it's all right. Happens.
Yeah, Hugo's just such a gatekeeper. That is the hardest part, I would say, for anyone learning this route in the future. Is probably Hugo. Everything else is bearable, in my opinion, but this, yeah, unfortunately, Hugo is just very, very difficult because he's just pretty much RNG.
Mm-hmm. It's just more or less like positioning. That's really it. And then you need him to swing as well. That's kind of difficult to get.
All right, so while D3 is doing that, this is just kind of the part where you learn how to get the minute charge, which we thankfully will be using very soon. So thankfully we get this and a portal here. It works out really well. I'm going to try to get a heart here, just because it helps. There we go, got a heart.
Nice. Come on, buddy. Let's do this.
All right, so now you kind of, if you played this game casually, you're probably wondering why I just skipped the bugs and the vessel and everything like that. The reason I did that is because in at least the GameCube version of any %, you don't actually need to finish Fair and Twilight. It's actually faster. Nice spot. Where am I? You actually don't even need to finish it, so it's actually really nice.
There we go. Nice.
All
Second
right, good
try.
job, man.
Not bad.
And since we don't need to finish Fair and Twilight, we actually have to kind of do some things to get around that stuff. So right now I'm just going through kind of the normal part of the game.
Mm-hmm. He's going to head his way over to another Shadow Beast fight where he's going to be doing the trick I called, or I mentioned, Early Master Sword. So basically what it's going to be a super jump, and how it works really is when an enemy places their, well, it's going to be a Shadow Beast, but when they have a certain attacks, they have 3 attacks. They have a fast attack, a charge attack, and another charge attack. Basically, when the Shadow Beast is like reaching up, that's where you want to release your minute charge, and Wolflink will go flying up.
Yeah, the way this game works, for whatever reason, or at least Midna charge, Midna kind of just follows like sometimes the highest point of like an enemy or something like that. So when they reach their hand so high up, she just targets that, and if you've played this game before, the minute charge can go really weird and really wonky. So we kind of use that to our advantage.
That's possible.
All right, so let's see if I can get this first try. All right, bad RNG. Good RNG.
Good stuff, man.
All right, so we're going to go over here. I got to be very careful because I can void out and I have to do that trick again. All right, very nice.
You're good. Good shit, man.
So
good stuff, good stuff.
Thankfully, this area is just here. They just decided to put it here at this part of the game, and thankfully, since we can get out of bounds, we can kind of get here early. And we have to be Wolf for this part, so thankfully we can do it during the Twilight. If we didn't have a Twilight here, we probably wouldn't be able to do it. So this is the Lost Woods, which is just kind of, you know, much different than Ocarina of Time, but still very confusing for a new person. And pretty much it's just kind of finding Skull Kid and just kind of attacking him until we get to the Master Sword.
Yeah, Skull Kid's always in the same 3 locations, so just memorize the locations, and he's pretty just easy.
Yeah, thankfully it's not like they added another layer of RNG to this game, because I don't think we really need that.
There's too much of it, man, I'm telling you. There's too much. It's too much. I'm almost my way to early Master Sword. Hopefully, it will go really smoothly for me. Make up for the time I just lost at Hugo. That would be very nice. All right, so I'm going to put this Shadow Beast in a certain position, kind of close to the wall, and then I'm going to attempt to do the super jump. All right, here we go. So we got him close to the wall. Here he goes. I'm going to dash past him. Going to land on a very specific spot right here. And then, hopefully... First try, let's go.
Man.
Nice,
Good
nice,
job.
nice. That's my gatekeeper right there.
Yeah. Different people have different gatekeepers. Sometimes it could be nothing if you're just a god, or it could be a couple things, or it could be everything. Sometimes it's just that day, you know? You can't do anything. TP is that kind of game where you're perfectly fine one day, and the next day it's like, do I ever play this game? I don't think I do. I can't do that trick.
All right. He's almost done with the Sacred Grove here, and he's going to be going into the final fight with his Skull Kid, and then he's got the hardest puzzle in Zelda history.
Oh, yeah. It's so hard, I'm probably not even going to do it the normal way.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. So another thing I should mention is rubies are an importance of this run. We want to have a total of 300 rubies by the end of Arbiters to repair the City in the Sky Cannon. That is all we need for rubies, ruby-wise. There are thankfully some very generous bubbles that have 100 rubies inside Snow Peak. And thankfully our max rupee...
Rupee? So many.
Hey, nice. It's good RNG. But yeah, actually our max wallet is 300, so it works out pretty well for us.
Yeah, thankfully to repair the cannon it's 300, and they decided to make the base game wallet 300, which is really nice. If anything, if you really need to get the wallet, it's not that hard. We go buy, or in order to get the bug, in order to get the wallet, I'm pretty sure we just need one bug and trade it to Agatha.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Which is going to be right next to a place we're going anyway, so it would only maybe lose a little bit of time if we really needed to. So here I'm going to do the Howling again, and like D3 said, this is going to be a very difficult puzzle, and it's not totally the same every time, and I can go the complete opposite way. So this puzzle is, I think the word is symmetrical, where it can work either way. You can do the same direction on either the Wii version or the GameCube version or whatever you want to do.
HD version, yeah. So he went right. I'm actually going to go left, and it's going to work the same exact way. Gotta get your sense in?
No, I guess I should, huh? Nope.
Dang.
Final one. Yeah.
Let's go. We got one. Nice.
All right. I almost got ready to split here, but we're not going to do that.
We're not splitting here.
So here we have the Master Sword, which is going to be a little bit of a long cutscene. So
He gets a nice break. You know, get a sip of water maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I should probably do that, huh? No, Toon Link.
So I guess I should mention the other versions of this game while we're just chilling with this cutscene. So the HD version is what primarily I run, and the main differences are there's no early Master Sword, there's no back in time, and there's this other glitch called map glitch that's not present in the HD version. So those are really like the three main differences that really split apart TP GameCube and TP HD. The main difference between Wii and GameCube is the fact that you cannot boomerang LJA. They somehow, I guess not even intentionally patched it out, but when they first released the game, TP Wii actually came out first, then GameCube, and I guess I decided, oh yeah, you can. I want in the GameCube version, you can use your sword during, while you're throwing the boomerang. So that's what also splits up between the Wii, GameCube, and HD versions. Is realistically, that's only really three main ways. They all have 3-hour times. Actually, not even. The GameCube is the only time that's really faster. I think the world record's like a 250 something.
250.09, I believe, by Mr. Alberto.
Yeah.
The Wii version also is really strange. It's like D3 says, like one of the first ones that came out before GameCube and everything like that. It actually has like some weird oddities like the taking out the sword during the boomerang. It has glitches that GameCube does not, even though GameCube is a little more broken, I guess you could say. Pretty much the one thing hindering Wii version is LJs, at least with boomerang. If it had that, I think it would be the fastest one.
All right, got my Master Sword at 24 minutes. Not bad, not bad. So now that Ether's got the Master Sword, he's actually going to make his way back to Farron, and now we're going to head into the first dungeon. Well, if you want to call it the first dungeon.
And since we do have the Master Sword, if you played this game casually, it gives you the ability to warp and transform anytime you want, which is going to be really helpful. So we'll be transforming in Twilight sections we're not supposed to, and it'll actually be able to kind of skip some things. You'll see one here in like a couple minutes. So yeah, like D3 said, we're making our way back to Forest Temple. In this game, we actually don't finish. We only kind of finish the second half of the game, pretty much. There's a halfway point we have to finish, and then there's obviously the ending. But we do skip a good amount of dungeons, but we still do a lot of dungeons. This game is just really big.
And so now that actually Ether can transform into human, he's actually going to go through this purple mist area a little bit different than you did as Wolf. He's actually going to use the lantern. You might notice like the fog, or the smoke or fog, whatever it is, not dissipate away when he's swinging the lantern. It's just because like you're really not supposed to do that, like in the Twilight section. So he's just going to be walking through the purple Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay, let's not do that. I'm going to take it a little safe here.
Yeah. Nice brake slide.
I was supposed to put that away. That was the whole point of the brake slide. Yeah. So yeah, now we're back here to where we did EMS earlier, which we don't really need to do it again because we already got the whole reason for it. I'm going to have to stab you in the butt. I'm sorry.
It is actually technically faster to do EMS again, but who wants to do that?
Yeah, it's just better to just do it this way.
Because this portal really isn't really useful at all, so you can just skip it if you really want to. So this little part of the game you might notice that it's a little bit laggy here. It's just because Twilight, there's a lot of just bloom going on here in the effects, and it really slows down the game.
Man, my rolls are a little weird.
And now Ether is going to be doing a trick called Force Pit when he first entered the dungeon. So basically, short and sweet. There's this flag that's named about boss flags, and we're going to be activating this flag to skip or kind of progress the dungeon a little faster than usual. And so he's going to save reset on that. He's got to bring him back to the title screen. And it's very important that he actually, when he jumps off, he's going to hit the start button here. And when and there's a link screen, and then he wants to select the file that Bo is at, and then he's going to soft reset his console here while skipping a cutscene. It's really laggy here. Oh my god.
Ooh, that was almost too early. But yeah, this is the second iteration of Back in Time that we're using. Like I said, we're getting boss flags, which this game counts as if you're entering a boss or a mini boss. This dungeon specifically is a little different. It interacts with how many monkeys you have as well. So we're going to see that come to our advantage right now. And we're going to be approaching boss number 2 of the run, Nancy.
Oh boy. So there's just spiders on these walls here. And you want to kill the one on the right first. And then you can either... Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's fine.
So you want to use those Deku nuts that the Babas drop when you kill them. So... Fortunately, he missed one, but it'll be okay. There's a nice backup he can do. There's a second one, and then he's going to probably go for Nancy skip, or spider skip.
Oh, that's 5 rupees right there.
Oh, no. Sorry. So now he's going to have to transform into a wolf and then jump attack one of the spiders, but they're not too close enough. Need Nancy to go down. Or not Nancy, but the right spider.
All right, I gotta persuade him to come down.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, now you decide to turn.
Perfect frame, nice.
All right, so now we just got to worry about Nancy. Since both of them decided to break, unfortunately, we're just going to have to deal with it. So this game doesn't have fast climbing like HD, so...
Okay. All right, So I messed up force bit here. But it's fine.
Kind of gotta. You need to not do that. All right, go back up, Nancy. Go away. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you're low enough that I can kill you. All right, this is, like I said, another gatekeeper, so. Unfortunately, it didn't work out well, so. That will be a little bit of a time loss, but.
There we go. Force bit took me a little bit there, but we finally got it.
All right, so if everything goes well, I can style on this spider here. No, my brake slide. It's all right. All right, so this is going to show the effect of what we did earlier with Back in Time on the title screen. You'll see that I now have 4 monkeys out of nowhere. So that's related to the boss flag thing we talked about earlier, where it just, in this dungeon specifically, it just, they're both counted, or they both interact with each other pretty much. This lets us skip going all the way around.
Of course, my first nut broke. All right. So now I'm kind of forced to do spider skip here. It's fine. I'm just going to do this.
So now we're going to go fight Ook, and this is where we'll get Boomerang. So we'll see how many hops Ook will be.
So Ook has a random amount of time. Ook can hop a random amount of times. Sometimes he can go up to 27, you know.
1, 2, 3. That's not bad. 2 is the lowest he can go, so it's just 1 more than normal.
God dang it, Nancy, please.
Yeah, Nancy, unfortunately, is very annoying. You should be fine, though. Unless Nancy decides.
I'm just going to wait here for a specific RNG pattern here. Okay. I got bad luck. It's fine. So I just have to wait here, wait until I get the right RNG.
Yeah, so TP is, I would say, a difficult run compared to everything else.
Okay, I think I'm good here, yeah.
Yeah, you should be fine.
I'm fine, nice.
So I'm about 2 minutes behind, I think, my PB usually, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay, there we go. So either got his boomerang, now he's going to save and quit and leave the dungeon, so sorry monkeys, we're not going to save you today. We're just going to leave you hanging in with the spiders and everything.
Kind of just don't like Forest Temple at all. There's no Deku Tree, I don't think we really need to save it.
If there was a Deku Tree involved, then maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So now that we're done, or now that we have the boomerang, we can actually warp back to the first portal we got. Just because we don't really need to be here anymore. We're going to move on to other places.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be approaching, or a trick that's coming up right now is a frame perfect trick, which you can mash or not mash. And I feel like since I have delay on my button right now, I think I might mash for it. But yeah, it's a frame perfect trick. It's called Gorge Void. And what that does is if you do get it, it technically saves like around a minute because you get to respawn in the same map and pretty much proceed with the rest of the tricks. If you don't get it, unfortunately, you get forced warped out. And the only reason we go there is because it gives us a map warping, which lets us warp from the map immediately instead of talking to Midna every time. And we kind of need that for one of the parts at the end of or towards the end of the run. So I'm going to line up in a specific spot there and LJ out of Farron Woods. Thankfully, we barely can make it out of there. And we're able to move on to the next area.
But yeah, since what I was talking about before with the boomerang LGAs, so the Gale Boomerang is basically the most broken item in the game by far. You could do those really long jumps Ether was doing. There's 2 kind of requirements for those LJAs to work. It needs to be over a void, or it needs to be on a higher ground than to Link's position. So those are the 2 main requirements we need to look for doing those super jumps.
I can't see my visual cue because the colors are a little weird, but I think this is it.
It could be good, yep. Perfect. So right there, he just did that LJ to skip the mailman, and that saves a little bit of time, but we don't want...
It's like 15 seconds, because
like
it takes like 15 seconds for him to, hey!
All right, so I'm leaving Forest Temple now. We're both out of there. We're both going to move on to better and greater things. Oh, hopefully.
Well, we'll find out right now.
Yeah, find out right now. This is definitely the part of the run where the reset happens the most. We have this one-frame trick, and after the one-frame trick, we have another trick right after that. It's called Ruby Roll, and we need to cross the gorge with a really cool-looking LJ. But you know, we have to get Gorge Void basically, and you know, good luck. Basically.
Yeah, based on how I'm feeling about this input lag, I'm gonna try to just, you know, do a one-click press, but I might miss it here.
So he's going to line up a very specific visual cue with the map. Not the map, but the portal. And I'm going to give actually Ether silence time for this.
Nice.
Got it. Let's go. That's big.
All right, that is big. So if I miss that, I'm forced to warp out, or if I happen to get too close to it again, I'm forced to move out or to warp out. So I'm going to specifically like go farther left over here because I don't want to touch it and get warped out. So this is the trickier part here now. So I got to do something called Rupee Roll, which you'll see pretty much what it does. We're going to do an LG on top of the fence, and since we can't climb the fence, we're going to use the Ruby to kind of let us stay there. And looks like we got it, so hopefully that was good enough. Yep. All right. So I got to be careful here not to fall off. If I fall off, I could either hit the trigger again, or I can just void out, which is really bad. Both are bad. All right, this should be fine. I'm going to line up here.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very good, Ether. Good stuff.
All right, so I did mention earlier about getting Iron Boots early and how it will mess up kind of the story. There's a specific trigger here that will be always active whenever you get the Iron Boots. So I have to kind of ease my way around it so that I don't touch it. If I touch it, it's not horrible, but it does lose time. So I got to slowly just go around this, because if I do touch it, it will activate a cutscene. It'll force a different layer of Kakariko. It won't be Twilight. I have to leave, come back, and then it causes issues later. So.
All right, so I got Gorge Void coming up, so I'm going to need some quiet time. Got it. Nice. Let's go.
Wow, that's rare. We both got it.
All right, now we get the hard part.
All right, so after you get Gorge Void, you go across the gorge. You then go to Kakariko to get the portal. That way we can warp back very fast. And now we're going to go back actually to the gorge because we need the map warping. So I'm going to take my time going around this, because if I do touch it, it's going to lose some time. So
Just need some quiet time. No, okay. Fortunately, just didn't get the visual cues right for Ruby Roll, so I'm just gonna save and reset real quick.
Thankfully, even if he had picked up the Ruby, thankfully in SD, every time you save warp, it just resets your Rupee text, so you will always get a Rupee text no matter what.
All right, so I got to transfer him back into Wolf, and I'm going to attempt Ruby Roll again. Hopefully we can have a better time getting that visual I'm looking for. So it's very specific where you need to aim on top of the fence. If you aim too low, you're not going to get an LJA, and obviously you need to, if you aim high, you're not going to get the target, so you need to be very specific. Okay, this looks better. I like this. A little more confident. All right. Backflip, we're gonna do that. Take my time here. That looks okay. I don't know though. We'll see. I'm really scared about this. Yeah, I figured. Okay, that's fine. So, struggling on this a little bit. Ether's doing a forest escape yet again, and after this, he's going to move on.
My sword, hello.
But after he does forest escape again, he's gonna head over to Lake Hylia to do another difficult trick called Pillar Clip.
It's one of the big gatekeepers, and it's most of the time not difficult, but it's like that one trick where it's like, oh yeah, I'm confident, and then the next day it's like, I don't know how to do this trick. And what sucks is that it's one of those tricks, like a lot of these tricks here, they lose a decent amount of time by failing them. Hugo loses like a minute-ish. Filler Clip, I'm pretty sure, loses a minute if you fail it. Gorge Void's a minute. You know, that's stacking on, especially if you're trying to go for a good run like sub 3.
All right, let's please get this now. Really? I can't. This trick is giving me problems right now. I still don't need to do that, unfortunately.
It's alright, I'll give you some quiet time when you go.
Yeah.
So here I'm going to try and clip through this gate. You're wondering probably what the heck I'm doing. I'm getting hit by these Hugos. But if you angle yourself specifically in a certain direction, you can kind of just go through this gate if it wants to let me in. Nice camera. Like that. So I'm going to give D3 some quiet time right now. Nice. Good job, man.
There we go. Hit it.
All right, so here I'm going to kind of clip out of, or I'm going to try to clip out of bounds here because this collision on this pillar is just a little weird, so hopefully everything goes well. Oh, it's a little wonky. It should be fine. Yep. Nice.
Good stuff, man.
Cool. And there's one thing here, so you're probably wondering how am I going to get through this whole tunnel here. You can't, really. Thankfully, though, since we have Master Sword, it's not the Master Sword that tells the game where to put you, it's that you have the Shadow Crystal. They're two different items that you get during the cutscene. Since we have Shadow Crystal, it actually tells us, like, oh, you've been here before. You have to have beaten this dungeon, so we're going to put you at the beginning, or at the, not at the entrance, pretty much. Couldn't do the LJ, unfortunately. That's fine.
All right. Gonna try and bring it back a little bit. Fortunately, Ruby gave me quite some trouble, unfortunately, but it just happens, you know. Just gotta move on. Gotta keep going.
Yeah, unfortunately, just the nature of TP, unfortunately.
Yeah, again, like, TP is just, it's brutal. It's a brutal speed game. Just this whole gauntlet for about an hour or so, 20 to 35 minutes, you just have this, all these hard tricks, and it's just, it's a lot to take in. You just gotta keep pushing, you know.
Dude, where's my sword?
Alright, while he's going through Lake Bed, he's gonna go get a the dungeon item right away. It's gonna be the claw shot. And then on his way to the claw shot, he's actually going to pick up Uku, the teleportation bird, or the chicken man chicken. And Uku is going to be very useful when we're heading back to Lake Bed, when we're going to fight Morpheal, because once we kind of do Elden Twilight, we're kind of forced to raise the river in Lanayru, and there are no other really good ways of getting back into Lake Bed without using Uku. So Uku is a vital key for our success.
No break side.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely need Uku. As much as Link doesn't want to carry him / her, I don't know.
It's her.
I gotta kill you, man. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna line up here so I can do, hopefully, a good jump slash onto this here and jump down to the floor below. And I should be able to go into the store. So we did back in time earlier to get the monkeys early. That did leave a boss flag of a very high number. That's why it gave us a bunch of monkeys, but it's still lingering in the game right now, so it does remember that we do have at least a certain number of boss flags. So it's gonna know that we've entered a boss room or a mini boss. So thankfully in this dungeon, the mini-boss has an exit door, which is conveniently right here. So casually, you're supposed to enter it from the other way, which will set the boss flag that says, hey, you finally entered the mini dungeon or the mini boss. But we can just go through it backwards since we already have that flag it's set already. So I can just look up and we'll get teleported into the fight.
All right, so I'm about to do pillar clips, so I'm actually going to take off my headset again.
So if I'm lucky here, I can get a 1 cycle. Wow. That was barely a 1 cycle.
All right, I'm going to have to wait here a little bit. Nice. Oh, I forgot my iron boots button for a second there. I might not make it. Yeah, happens. I wasn't ready for my iron boots button to be on Y. It's usually on an X there, so small mishap on the equips there. When was the last? Did I save? Oh, I might have just didn't save and didn't notice. Yeah, okay, that's unfortunate. So I actually forgot to save there. I was supposed to hit continue, but I didn't because usually waiting at the drowning animation, you just want to go continue it again, but I accidentally reload the save back from Ruby Roll, so I'm going to have to do Ruby Roll again and all this nonsense. I'm really sorry about that.
All right, so I just used Uku to teleport out since kind of have to get out of there without having Zora armor. So thankfully we can Uku out, and then we can actually just make our way over to what we're supposed to be doing normally and continuing here. So I did save in the dungeon there. So that is a good save point there because this next part, if done incorrectly, could crash the game. And not just the game, it'll hard lock the system, so I would have to power it off, power it back on, and that would take me maybe a couple minutes or so to get back up and running. So if that happens, you can soft reset to try and save it, but it's a little hard. So I'm going to try and manipulate the movement here by going over to these Zoras and then running all the way back over here. That should make the card garage actually move faster. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. All right. Cool. So whenever an enemy touches the water, or most enemies, they usually die. I don't know why Zelda creatures just don't like water. But they usually, they can't swim. Here I am human, so I do have to transform or else I will fall off and it will screw everything up. There is a clip here you can do to get out of bounds. However, I'm just not, it only saves like 7 seconds. I'm just going to go through this normally. It's not really comfortable with it, so I'm not really going to worth risking it. But yeah, so most enemies die when they touch water, so thankfully since we're supposed to not be human, we can just transform human and kind of manipulate it so that happens.
I'm not having a good run. This run is going to absolute not good stuff right now. Alright, I'm just gonna warp back here, call it a day. Man, I need to get map warping. Oh man, I am not having a good run right now. So I touched the King Bolden trigger, what Ether was talking about, and yeah, kind of.
It's alright, man. Just focus.
Yeah,
you got this, man.
Here you go. Here. I need to go back out here. I need to go back out. I need to grab map warping, and then it'll be good. I got the portal. It's fine.
You did get the portal for.
I got
Kakariko?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
that's
I just need to get map warping, and then I can do attempt pillar clip again for like the So this happens not very often. I'm sorry that this race was at first rather close, but then turned very heavily towards Ether. I wanted to try and keep it close, but things happen in this game. Again, it's, you know, I mostly run the HD version. I did practice a lot, practiced quite a bit, but apparently that practice was really nothing. But it's all right. It's okay.
I will also be going for some difficult tricks as well that could lose me some good bit of time, so I think he has an opportunity to catch up. Especially if I go for the very risky one, which is cool, but usually not worth it. And that's up to a certain someone in the game.
So he's gonna make his way up to Lake Hylia there. So he's gonna grab a very important portal. Pretty much right after this, he's gonna head back to Elden Twilight and do the Twilight section. And then after that, he's gonna be able to warp the meteor straight to this part, and then he's gonna be able to start the linear Twilight section. So getting this portal early on is super important.
Yeah. And since I got the portal earlier, I can just warp back, which is really nice. If you do miss it, you can either go back and get it, or you can just do the alternate route, which at this point I would just warp back and do what I did earlier instead. So yeah, this is kind of just gonna be a Twilight rush section, pretty much.
I think to note in the Twilight sections between different versions, notably the HD version. The HD version, you're able to collect the tears rather quickly. In GameCube, you're going to see Ether just standing around for a little bit, waiting for the tears to be collected. And then another noticeable difference is the amount of tears you collect in the HD version versus SD. In SD total, you collect 18, and it's 16. No, it's 16. And Wii U, you get a total of 12. So they got rid of 4 tiers in the HD version.
They made it a lot nicer.
Mm-hmm. And also the tiers you can collect them really quickly in the HD version.
You're not going over. I've messed up. I got one. So if done properly there, you can get all 3 of them, but unfortunately, I'm just bad. See, we're kind of doing a lot of this in reverse order. You're supposed to go down there and, through the sanctuary and stuff like that, but since we were able to transform into human and whatnot, we can just clip through the well there and do things in our own order, as much as the game will let us. So right now I'm going to be approaching I think this is the
Malomart.
Malomart, yeah.
Yep.
So there's a specific way I can manipulate the bug to come down to me instead of me going up to it. If I do a certain movement here. Yep. That way I don't have to worry about climbing and waiting for it to form up there and stuff like that. So. All right. Good luck, man. You got this.
Thank you.
I'm going to give him some quiet time here.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this should still work. I'm just gonna wait a little bit here. I just have a weird camera angle. If I see Link go up, that's usually what I'm looking for. There it is. Okay, I have to turn around now.
No.
Barely made it.
Yeah.
Barely
Good job,
made it.
man. Good
Okay,
job, man.
thank
Good
you.
job, man.
Thank you. I needed that. Really needed that. Jeez. Okay.
It's all right, man. You're going to get back into it right
Yeah.
now.
Save the game. Good.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple times where I'll probably do like a safety save just because there's some parts where you can soft lock and lose a lot of progress, or if you just don't save, you probably haven't saved in a while, so.
All right. So coming up is, are you doing Wolf Bomb House yet?
No, I haven't messed with it too much. I practiced it a couple times, but it's just much easier to do the human version of it.
Yeah. So right now he's going to do a bomb house skip. So you have to go into this, kind of bomb house thing, and then you have to light a little campfire on fire, and then it'll get bugs out of the fire, or light them on fire and everything, and it'll burn the house down and everything. I know, sounds kind of ridiculous, but yeah, that's Zelda games for you. But he's going to skip it entirely, a little section going in.
Yeah, so there's the game kind of teases you by showing a bug that just kind of goes into the house and you can't reach it ever. But if you're able to kill that bug before you get there, the game will just be like, oh, you killed it, and then it'll kind of load both houses at the same time. So you'll see here right now if I get it. Nice.
Nice, you got it.
So I kill it, and you're going to see the house just transform into nothing. And then all three of those will be here, which is nice. You can actually get crushed there, so you got to be a little careful, since it's loading two things at once. But yeah, on HD, you actually can't do the human version, at least in the any % round, just because you don't have Master Sword yet. So I don't know if you kind of want to explain what happens if you take too long.
Yeah, if you take too long in Wolf Bomb House skip, there's going to be a Kargarok that's going to say hi, and obviously you don't want that happening, so. Nice, I got that little jump. So this lake bed route that me and Ether are doing is a little bit different, or rather newish, I would say. You usually would do a double LJA on top of a staircase and then pull the bridge down, go up, grab the Uku, but it was found out that doing this route that we're doing a tiny bit faster than that double LJA method.
Yeah, it does make for a little bit of an adjustment on the second trip back, but it's fine. It's not too much of a change. So right now I'm just approaching the end of Elden Twilight, so we're going up Death Mountain. This is the kind of story mode progressive of hey, this is where the Gorons are and all that stuff. This is probably the only time we'll ever see them after we fix the Twilight.
Okay, I'm going to go for the 2 cycle here, or the 1 cycle. So since we do have the Master Sword, we do a lot more damage as well. Nice, got it.
Good job, man.
So since we have the Master Sword, we can 1 cycle Ook and Deku Toad. Since HD doesn't have the Master Sword, we have to do Deku Toad and Ook in 2 cycles. But we're killing things twice as quick with the Master Swords. So we got the claw shots. I'm now gonna head out of here. I'm gonna go through that whole section. Cuckoo there. Here's about to finish up his Elden Twilight, and immediately right after, he's gonna go back to Death Mountain here from that portal, and then he's gonna warp the big giant rock up to Zora's domain. All right, so I'm gonna call on my good friend, the Man Chicken.
He's gonna Uber out.
Yeah. He's got ears for wings.
I almost split again. Okay. I was getting ready.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I did just finish here, and I could get a funny 1-framer here if the game will let me. You can scare the children. No, unfortunately not. The children are safe today. So yeah, like D3 said, we're going to warp up to Death Mountain here, and we're going to grab the rock and kind of unfreeze Zora's domain. And if we were able to get this to fall during the Twilight section, we actually wouldn't even need to do the Twilight section. Elden Twilight is only done because we need this rock to fall. And it only falls during non-Twilight. So yeah, if we find a way to do that, then save 7 minutes?
No,
or something
all the
like that?
time, yeah.
Which would be huge. Now we're gonna warp up to Zoro's domain, and most likely we're gonna have a cutscene, or if we're very, very unlucky, you can get some sort of corruption and not have a cutscene. You can try to get the side hop here, which is unfortunately not gonna happen, probably an uneven frame.
Got it. Nice.
Good job. So now this place is just overflowing with water, so we gotta just follow it down. And now we're gonna do just a random howl because we can.
All right, so I'm gonna go for an out of bounds clip here. It only saves about 8 seconds, so that's all I need. Gonna squeeze in between these two rocks. I did not get it, unfortunately. I might die here. There's a chance. I did die. It happens. So I was too high there. I need to be in between two rocks to clip out of bounds. I'm gonna try it again though. And also, as you know, if I died from taking fall damage there, fall damage in this game is very brutal. Right there, I took 3 hearts gone, and I died. So fall damage differs between human Link and Wolf Link. So Wolf Link could take a total, I think it was like 3 or 4 hearts from tallest height, and human, I believe, is a heart max, maybe half, maybe 2 hearts, I think it is.
I don't actually remember. It might be 2 and 4. But I don't really remember. It's been a while since I've looked at the numbers. So
all right, I'm gonna try this again. Hopefully I can have a better position here. There we go, nice. So now we're out of bounds, and now we're gonna fly to the very, very end here.
So yeah, that's the trick I just didn't feel comfortable doing, and it does save time. However, it's usually, at least in my PBs, it's not worth the risk. So
Very blinding light here.
oh yeah.
Very bright.
And funny thing about that too, it doesn't really care how high you go. It does care how low you go because you avoid out. But it doesn't really care about how high you go. It just looks at distance. So as long as you hit a certain distance, the game will just load. So like you'll see here, he doesn't even have to go to the actual place that, you know, the exit area. He can just go within the same area, whether it be without the same height, and just be just fine. Yeah, just like that. So I'm coming up on a trick here called waterfall side hop, which is cool, but also could be missed. So we'll see what happens.
It's good to manipulate that bug by going towards the Zora, and then the bug is going to charge him. He also has to be pretty careful here because there's also a Rotella cutscene that happens here. So he's going to be a little careful, and then to avoid the Rotella cutscene, he's actually going to go underneath the water, and now he's going to attempt to do a waterfall side hop here.
I did miss it, unfortunately, so I'm just going to save warp here. You lose like 20 seconds or something like that. I don't really remember how much it is, but just save warp here. It'll spawn me back up top, and I'll just take the safe way.
Oh, that's right. Wait here.
So yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't show you a cool trick, but there'll probably be plenty more to show up. So
Yeah, it's a lot of cool things coming up after the linear Twilight section. Then we're going to start the process of getting bombs. We're going to go to Snow Peak, get our rubies, most of our rubies, and then we're going to go fight our first boss, actually, our true first boss, I would say. And it sure is a boss we fight.
nice jump.
So these lily pad bugs are kind of frustrating at times. They could just be up in the air. You won't be able to jump attack them. They're kind of scattering all over the place. Sometimes they can be really nice. They can line up perfectly, and you can kill them in one jump attack. But usually they're a mess.
No rubies. Oh, God. That's bad luck. Yeah, usually that grass is just filled with rubies.
There's some parts in this round we have the time to get rubies, like whenever the tiers are floating. That's usually our time to like look for rubies sometimes, and you'll see it even like in this little part. Like he'll break some boxes to look for some rubies.
Well, I should probably target. All right, so now we're gonna head over to Hyrule Field. This section takes so long just because the game's like, hey, this is the biggest area of the game. The game's like, hey, you kind of got to explore everything in this one section. So we're gonna take a slight detour to go to Hyrule Castle or Castle Town, and it's the longest part of this category. I'm also gonna just turn my camera face down here just because it lags really bad in this area. That is the one thing that I never noticed as a kid playing this game, but I do notice now. This game lags a lot on GameCube. On Wii, it's usually perfectly fine. And HD obviously has some lag issues, but it's not nearly as bad. Mm-hmm. You could play this game on a Wii homebrew app called Nintendo, which would eliminate that. However, it's not legal for runs, so that's why we don't do that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so one thing I wanted to mention is like this little area right here I'm going up to. This is the Kakariko Hotel. There's a ton of movement in this area. Very important movements with the bugs. Try to get them in good positions and everything. So I'm gonna see if I can get that. So I'm gonna throw this torch through here. I'm gonna stand to the right. You don't stand to the right. The bug's gonna fall down, and then we're gonna kill this bug. We're gonna bonk on here intentionally. That will unlatch a bug up top. And then by the time, hopefully, I'm upstairs, I'm able to attack the bug really quickly here. Got him, just like that. Perfect. And then while the tier is forming, we can jump on this little cabinet, get this 10 ruby, and we are ready to go back down and out of here. Just going to try and do some of that. Perfect. Good movement.
One thing to note here as well, in Castletown, as Wolf, your speed is really hindered, so you can't really do much here. So we've figured out that dash canceling is actually the fastest way to go through this area.
Yeah, all it really is pressing. We're dashing, and then we're just pressing the B button to do a little short lunge, and that gives us plenty enough time for a dash to refresh.
Oh my God! Stop honking. If I do this correctly here, I can have the bug fall down, which is nice.
Oh, nice. Jeez, that was close.
All right, so we're almost done here, but we are approaching the last kind of stretch of linear Twilight, and this is the last Twilight we'll ever do in terms of overworld Twilights. There's obviously a temple for Twilight, but that is it's a different story.
Yep. There we go. All right, so I'm going to do a bomb house skip now. Going to do just do an LGA across the gorge or the area. Need to equip my boomerang here.
Good job.
Nice. There we go. So I actually went around the left side there to skip a text box. It's not really necessary, but obviously we don't want to waste time reading text. All right, this bug right here can be a little bit of a struggle. To hit this bug, you need to have the bug to stop moving completely. If you just keep on moving, you cannot hit him. Jeez,
Nice
keep it
camera.
moving. Yeah, the camera's kind of messing up here. So I got him. Got the fiber retext, doesn't really matter.
A reward.
There we go. Now I'm heading up to Death Mountain, and he is about to finish Linear Twilight with a boss fight. Small little boss fight here.
Ooh, what are you doing up there, bug? So yeah, kind of like how Nintendo loves number 3. This is like the 3rd and final Twilight, and they're like, you know what? Let's just make a boss for it. And guess how many cycles it takes? 3. So.
It takes 2 actually. 2 hits.
Is it?
So I think it is.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just getting confused.
No, it is 3 actually. Yeah, you're right. Because you do one more after that. Yeah, you're right.
All right, so I'm gonna try to manipulate my camera here so I can get a easy knockdown here. Ooh, that's really bad timing, unfortunately. So I gotta watch when I jump onto him, because if I jump on him too early, the game will actually
Just kind of throw him off, yeah.
Yeah, it'll just kind of throw me off just because it thinks I hit the raft at the same time. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Just like that. So yeah, you just gotta be careful. Thankfully, it didn't take that much longer, so. This should be the final hit. Yep. And then here we can just do a bonk cancel, which will just cancel the jumping around on the bug, so. And yeah, that's going to be all the Twilights for this game, besides Palace, but.
It's not really, we're not really collecting bugs there.
Yeah, it's a different type of, it's just a dungeon pretty much.
Yep.
All right, so now it's on to the cool new stuff. And TP doesn't really get new stuff, so this is exciting. So I'm going to warp back up to Zora's Domain because we need to actually get the bomb bag, and we need to do some preparation for hidden skill we're going to get later. If you've played this game casually, you're probably wondering, when are we going to get the golden wolf? So casually in this game, you are forced to get the golden wolf right before Forest Temple. That way it teaches you ending blow, the first hidden skill, and then you can progress throughout the story and find the other ones. However, since we never finished Fair and Twilight, that golden wolf never actually spawned. So we have to find a way to kind of meet that wolf without actually meeting that wolf. So we're going to head over here and actually do one of the songs here, which will spawn a golden wolf on the overworld. And thankfully for this game, it's just hard scripted to no matter which golden wolf you enter first, it always puts you to the first one, as long as you've never encountered a wolf before, which is really cool. If that didn't happen, we would have to complete Fair and Twilight, because if you don't know, if you don't get ending blow, you actually can't finish the game.
The game hard checks for it at Ganondorf, so it's important. It's kind of weird. You can actually ending blow like other bosses as well, but the game is like, oh wait, no, you don't have the ending blow, you cannot beat Ganondorf.
Yeah, bosses are a little weird because you can fight Morphe without a sword and win, which is really weird. And then there's Argarok, where if you have a wooden sword or anything, it just does no damage.
Alright, so I'm on my way to start Linear Twilight while Ether is going to be doing the new stuff right after he is hallowing at the stone. This is actually Requiem of Spirit from good old Ocarina of Time. It has some nice Zelda references in here.
Yep, it has references from, I think, a majority of them.
Yeah, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time.
At least majority of the time. So here I'm going to try and side hop just to save some time, but didn't get it, which is fine. So I'm going to hide behind this sign because she can't see me anymore and I can transform. And then we're going to talk to her and she's going to be like, we're closed, sorry. And I'm like, all right, I guess fine, I'd just leave. But before I do that, I'm going to do a precise setup here. That should work, but I'm going to redo it. That way it can hit a certain spot of the map. That way it triggers that, like, hey, we can start the fight. So yeah, you're not supposed to normally enter this fight as Wolf, just because it's like hard-coded to be an overworld one with human Link, because you need to actually, this is where you get bombs and you do the bomb arrows and stuff like that. So if we do it as Wolf, we can kind of mess with the game here. So let's see if I can get this.
So usually in the game, to finish a Shadow Beast fight, you need to use the Midna Charge on the last two. But if you hit the Shadow Beast in a very specific way, you can actually end the Shadow Beast fight without using the Midna Charge whatsoever. You might notice, oh, just use the Midna Charge. Well, we actually can't because Midna is not on our back. For the longest time, we couldn't really do this method, all because we couldn't really find a way of finishing the Shadow Beast fight without Midna on our back. But thankfully, we found a way, and now this is the fastest way to get bombs. The other fastest way to get a bomb bag was by doing a task-only trick called Norgor, and it is incredibly difficult to do.
There we go.
Nice, and you just finish the Shadow Beast without using the Midna Charge. Now, some strange things are going to happen right now.
Yeah, so if this text was in English, you'd be like, shoo, go away, I don't want to talk to you, you're a wolf. Obviously, I don't speak German, so I can't really translate that. But since you're a wolf, your inventory gets really weird when you when she gives you the bomb bag. So I'm going to take the bomb bag here, and it's going to give me the bomb bag. I'm going to warp away. And since we never officially got the human text where it's like, thank you for saving me, come in, let's do this. Once I warp back out here, she's going to be like, go away. I don't want you here. And that's what we did, but she wants us to come back in, so she needs to make up her mind. But doing this, so how this game works with the bombs here, it stores your inventory on how many bombs you have before entering the room. We stole the first bomb bag, but since we're entering the room again with a stolen bomb bag, it's going to store that bag as, hey, this one's legit. Let's keep that, let's put that away and let's give them a temporary bag. So we just successfully turned a stolen bag into a real bag. We used to, before this, there was a trick called Norgor, or you could do the easier way, which is just getting water bombs early. And that you would get the actual legit bomb bag from the Goron and the water there. But since we can do this now, it actually is faster than both of those methods, and it actually adds some benefits too, where later if I need more bombs, I have an actual easier place now to get bombs. So here I'm going to do something. I'm going to unplug my controller here, and I'm going to hold two buttons, plug it back in, and it's actually going to give me both inputs on the same frame here. I'm going to do something called map glitch, like D3 mentioned earlier. What that does is you try to warp away while also clicking the button to talk to Midna, and what that does is whenever you warp away, at least on this version, it disables all loading zones. And what that means is we can kind of just go do whatever we want now. But that also could be very scary because you can soft lock yourself. So yeah, we interrupt the warp, since the warp disables all loading zones, but we also interrupt it by Midna talking to us. That way we can stay here and kind of do what we need to do. So right there's usually a trigger that says, hey, it voids you out and says, hey, we can't go any further unless you get the reek fish sent from, the fish. And in order to do that, you need the fishing rod, which we cannot get anymore after doing back in time. It's another downside of it. 100% cannot use back in time because you can't get sword, shield, or
bottle
or
slingshot.
Fishing rod.
Yeah.
I thought you could buy slingshot after.
No.
Something like that. But yeah, so it's cool and it benefits us here, but besides, everything comes with a cost. So I did mention earlier that I disabled all loading zones, so if I did continue normally, I would soft lock. But since we have this conveniently placed howling stone here, I just got a howl, and it's always, so there's kind of different loads here. There's a force load and there's just a normal load. A force load will happen no matter what. So the force load thankfully just takes us out of that state of being with no loading zones. That way it can go in there, come out, and then go through here normally without soft locking. And then here I'm going to have 2 boomerangs because why not? And black rupee in my inventory. Just a side effect to the things we did earlier with Iza. Let's see if I can get through here. Oh, that's not bad. I have to grab this heart here because I'm actually low on health.
I don't know what this guy is doing. Being a Walter right now.
And here, I'm actually going to do an LJA here, as long as I don't get hit. And what that does for me is if I go far enough, the game is like, oh, you're in this section over here, so we're going to respawn you back up top. So. And then now we talk to our Yeti friend here. Is it Yeto?
Yeto.
Yeto. You know, take mirror. Unfortunately, we won't see any of that because we really kind of only come here for one thing. That's one thing to mention as well. The only reason we're getting ball and chain here is because it's only required by one thing, and that is for one of the final fights. If we didn't need that requirement, we would skip it most likely and just use bombs as replacement. But all right, so since we skipped, there's supposed to be a Shadow Beast fight back there, but since we skipped it, we're doing something called blind snowboarding. So I can't really see in front of me, and you guys probably can't see as well. But we're going to try our best to get through here without dying. On HD, this is actually a little less as an issue just because of the higher resolution, higher range that it can render things.
So if Ether would to actually do the Shadow Beast fight, a lot of rubies would be spawned, some ice pillars, some ice keys. I mean, you can actually also knock into the visible collision or the ice blocks without even seeing them. So it's still there. They're just not loaded in for the model and everything. Oh, careful!
Scary. A little scary. I think we got it though. We could still fall off at this section over here, so. We're not done until we're done.
All right, will you get the scoot of shame?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Ooh. If you want to be cool, you can actually grind on this rail here like Tony Hawk, but that's very risky. All right, so I'm going to grab some hearts here just because I need help very badly. And there's one thing I didn't mention either. Doors in this game are a little weird. If you... Since Link is left-handed, he only knows how to use his left hand for most of the time. So if you're left-handed, he'll use his left hand mostly on right doors here. As you'll tell, he'll just pull up his left hand and just kind of open it. If you go through a left door, then he has to move his hand all the way around, and he has to take the longest path ever to open the door instead of using his right hand. So yeah, it's just a little thing. It saves 15 for it's like half a second every time you go through a door, so I'm gonna make my way down here if I can make my way down here, and we're gonna do a clip here to kind of skip the rest of the dungeon. Let's see if I can get it first try. Ooh, okay, let's try again. Nice, that was really weird.
Good, nice.
But I clipped into this now and I can just backflip out and, you know, release the Beyblades. And then, this would save more time if this cutscene didn't exist, but I think it loses like 5 seconds. It's just part of the new movement tech that's been discovered over the past year or so. Alright, so I'm going to do something here called Freezer Clip, which should just get me behind here. If I get damaged here, should be able to just be attacked behind it if I do it right. Alright, let's try again. Nice. So thankfully in this game we can open doors from behind, which is really nice. Just kind of like a circle area that we can open the door. So that's really cool. So here, this is what?
Dark Hammer. Yeah,
right?
Dark Hammer, yep.
So this is the guy that has ball and chain. And I'm just going to kind of go behind him and then try to not get hit on the way out so he can throw. All right, cool. So you can use a bomb on this fight. However, we currently have 0 bombs because of the shenanigans from earlier. And also, this is just as fast for the current setup that we have. So you could also use Claw Shot, which is safer if you're afraid of going up close to him. But it does spawn the ball and chain on the opposite side, which is a little slower, but which I didn't know until recently. But
got done with my linear Twilight. Had a pretty good boss bug fight. Nothing really went wrong there. So now I'm making my way over to do the bomb bag shenanigans and head up to Snow Peak.
he's making his way downtown.
All right.
Now I'm going to do a specific setup here so that I can make sure this guy spawns in bounds. Grab the 100 rupees and kind of dip out of here. And you're going to see my inventory change a little bit because how the game, you know, calculates what your inventory is before and after Iza. So I should spawn, I think it's like Boomerang and something else.
Double Boomerang.
I don't think it does double Boomerang on this one.
No.
Yeah. It does whatever you had before, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
It does double Boomerang on the way up.
Gotcha, yeah, you're right. Wait, I didn't get the bomb bag yet. Jeez. I'm not thinking. I'm thinking ahead right now.
So now I have 30 bombs to drop, so I have to figure out, because in order to progress to the game, we need to fight Morpheal, and you're probably wondering, when are we going to get the Zora armor? Well,
Not getting that, Chief.
yeah, we're not getting that. We don't really need that, because whoever discovered it, I'm not sure. Thank you for discovering this, because if it didn't exist, this run would be a little longer. I need to put Boomerang on. So right now I'm just dropping bombs because I need to fill my bomb bag with water bombs, and you can't fill up. If you pick up a bomb drop, let's say of like 5 water bombs with your full regular bombs, it's just gonna kind of get lost to the void. Oh wait, I don't need to do that again. So I'm just gonna drop them all right here. Thankfully, this waterfall exists, and it's very fast. So now that I have an empty bomb bag, I can just pick up this chest here, and it'll give me 10. Wasserbomben. And then, so you're going to see a cool trick here. I'll kind of explain a little bit before I get into it. Do you want to explain Boss King Skip, or?
Yeah, I can go for it, yeah. So he's got to get onto the railing of this little staircase here, and then he's going to try and line himself up with a specific part of collision that's inside, like, the staircase. And then he's going to line up his pouch, and then he should be able to, if he lines it up correctly. Yeah, man, he got it. And now that is
So, yeah, this is the only boss key you can actually do in the game. Unlike Wind Waker, where there's loading zones behind boss doors and you just have to touch it, this game, they learned from that mistake. In this game, you actually have to open the door, let it open, and the walking animation is what triggers the loading zone to actually work. Since this boss door is just a fake door and the loading zone's always there, this is the only one we can actually skip. So, this is Morpheal. This is the other run killer. And we could possibly do something very cool here, or this could be the worst experience of my life.
He's not joking, by the way.
I gotta be quick. All right. So as you saw there, I pulled out a water bomb, but then I took off my iron boots. So now I'm kind of just chilling here with a water bomb in my hand. And that's what's actually going to let us be able to fight Morpheal here. If you do that technique and start swimming with water bombs, if you have the option to throw the bomb even though you're not supposed to. If you do end up throwing that bomb, it actually thinks, I'm pretty sure, I don't know the exact details, but I'm pretty sure the game thinks you're obviously on ground above water, so you can throw it. And it kind of just lets you kind of see him like twitch a little bit, and he gets kind of put back into the water, so it kind of refills his air.
This looks good.
I can maybe go for one bomb here, but this is scary.
Oh, Alex. Yeah, dude, go for it. Go for it.
This is very scary. Morpheal's going up. Oh my god, I got it!
Oh, Holy crap. Okay, so right there, he just did a very difficult strat called one bomb. He used one bomb in the whole entire Morpheal fight. And that is, not joking, very RNG dependent. He got so incredibly lucky.
Yeah, if I had not paused that extra item buffer, then I would have probably failed it. Because you barely have enough time on a decent one bomb to actually do it. Because you want to land on Morpheal before your air turns to red. If your air turns to red before you land on Morpheal, unfortunately you are going to drown, and that wastes minutes.
Dude, holy crap. I can't believe you got one.
So now we just got to get Stallard skip.
Oh boy, yeah.
So yeah. Now we are approaching the sad part of the run. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you'll find out in a couple minutes.
No. This is unfortunate. There we go. There we go. So I'm not even like sugarcoating it. Like, one bomb is very risky to do in a marathon setting. He saw the opportunity and he got the good RNG. Morpheal was really nice to Ether right there. There are times where you go for that final regrab and you just miss and you're dead. Like you're straight up dead. So you're risking like maybe a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes to just that one trick.
You're risking
the run basically.
Like 3 to 4 minutes probably, because you have to, one, go back in.
Yeah.
2, you have to float all the way down,
down,
and then
yeah.
you have to do the fight again. So now we have to go take Midna to the hospital because something happened.
Yeah.
And it's a very sad time now.
Some people say this is the best song of the game, you know, worst song of the game. It's whatever you feel. Still a good song.
A lot of people like Death Mountain a lot. I don't know why. It's a good song, but I don't think it's the best. Twilight sounds or songs are actually pretty good too. I don't know what. I didn't even hold L. But yeah, right now we're just going through the kind of part of the game where it's like, hey, you know, this is after the third dungeon. Obviously, that was our first dungeon we actually finished. But this is the third dungeon in the chain, which kind of sets the story in motion. That's why we do need it. Without this, the game just wouldn't let us finish, pretty much. Let's see if I'll talk to the cat. Didn't talk to the cat.
Yeah, so you might realize that, oh, we didn't even do Forest Temple, we didn't do Go Our Minds at all. Yeah, those dungeons aren't really necessary in, like moving on, continuing the story. But Lake Bed is one of those dungeons, and it's the same thing with the collecting the Mirror Shard. Is like you need to beat Arbiters and City to get to Palace, and you need to beat Palace to get to Hyrule. So lots of
didn't get it.
Lots of restrictions on how to progress the story in this game.
Yeah, this game, a lot of the time, this game only checks for the last item, like out of the trio or whatever
Sequence,
it may be.
yeah.
So like for the what are they called? The first ones.
The Fuse Shadow.
Fuse Shadow pieces. It only looks for the third one, which is the one we got at Lake Bed. And the game's like, oh, cool, you got the rest of them. Same thing with the shards. We only get the first one because we need to, one, progress the story to letting us do that, and two, that is where the Mirror of Twilight is, so we kind of need to go there. So yeah, we're just making our way. We're going to go back through a secret passage down to the sewers again, but with a little bit of a twist this time. Since we don't have Midna, it was really easy with Midna there, but now since she is, you know, hurt, we can't really do much of what we were able to before.
Is your game gonna crash?
Don't make me save.
So what I just referenced there, I was one day I was running Twilight Princess HD, and I was at this little section of the game, And then after you get the postal, you have to talk to this guy named Giovanni, and he's like, "Oh, save my kill all the pose so I can be not a statue." And when I was talking to that statue, or Giovanni, my game just crashed. So ever since that crash, it's been a thing. Ether and I reference it time to time when we're doing attempts, and we're at that part.
Yeah, and I think it might only be an HD thing. It must be something with the port that made it happen. I don't think it's ever happened on GameCube, but also random things happen on GameCube that usually don't happen on Wii U. So
you might notice, yeah, I can actually see what's going on here. I actually did the Shadow Beast fight, and as you can see, I can see. There's the rubies here I can collect. You know, it's not too much of a time loss, but I want to be a little safe here at this part because snowboarding is kind of scary when you can't see. So that's the main reason why I wanted to do the Shadow Beast fight instead.
All right. So I'm going down here where we were earlier in the game, like in this first sewers, and as you'll see right here, but it's a little different because we don't have Midna and there's a bunch of these guys. So I'm going to try to knock him into the water. Nice. And since he can't swim, unfortunately, he is going to have to die. But it's fine. It's, you know, it's redemption for all those runs that he's killed. Or his relative is killed.
Yeah, relative, yeah, definitely.
So ropes in this game, and any Zelda game, are actually just really wonky, so I'm trying to be a little careful here. Let me make sure I actually get on the rope, because if I don't get on the rope, I'm just going to jump right off. Cool. Then here I can get close enough, I can do an LGA off this guy. And then same thing over here, just to skip going through the rest of it. Alright, here's the risky part of this section. So I gotta make sure I don't get hit, and I'm on a timer here. I gotta make the cycle for the bridge, which you barely make, and if you do barely make it, there's a chance you can just get, you know, brawl tripping.
Yeah, so a little known fact about Twilight Princess is before Brawl came out, they actually tested the tripping feature in this game. So if it does happen, we call it a Brawl moment.
Barely made that, as you can tell. So yeah, that collision gets a little bit wonky when the bridge is actually, you know, floating, and then when it's starting to go down, it could be a bunch of flat surfaces, or you could just slip right through. So. All right, so we're now done with that section. Midna has reached healthcare and is now perfectly fine. At the cost of Zelda, but Zelda doesn't do much in this game, honestly.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go back on what I mentioned earlier about the Golden Wolf. So we did that Howling Stone earlier just to get this wolf to spawn here, and now we're going to actually fight this guy in order to get our ending blow. If we don't get this, can't complete the run.
Yep, gotta make sure we get it.
So Link's going to get up here, and he's going to be a little bit confused, and he's probably going to be a little bit more confused than normal because he's going to be facing the wrong way. So normally you're supposed to be facing the other way, so Link's going to look behind him. Who's there? And since we're in that weird position, I can actually just slash her since I'm close enough. And then he's going to teach us like, hey, you need to learn this trick because
it's important.
It's important, not just for the game or the speed run, but for your
whole life.
Your
really.
history.
Yeah, history, really.
Yeah, I guess this is supposed to be Ocarina of Time Link, so.
About to get into Morpheal here very soon. Just gotta collect my last 100 ruby, and then I'll be heading into the fight. I'll be using Uku back to warp back in, jumping on my bombs, getting water bombs, and then doing the Lake Bosky skip.
All right, we got our Fang Stab, and now we're going to... You're going to notice here that I spawned in Farron Woods because that's where you're supposed to encounter that, but we're just going to go ahead and leave.
Yes, I want to go back to Mama.
Oh. All right. So now we're going to visit our... I don't even actually remember his English name, but...
Aru.
Aru. I forgot what his name is even in German, but I know we get a letter for Toby. But yeah, this is something we could also. This is a trick that like barely also doesn't work. You can actually get to the desert early if we ever get one of the Uku overworlds. So what I mean by that is, there's the small Uku Junior and then there's the big Uku. Big Uku is only for when you're inside dungeons, and then Uku Junior is for going back to the dungeons. If we somehow got the big Uku in the overworld and we used it on this map, it would actually load the first like default text box, which is the giving the letter to I don't even know his English name.
Aru.
No, the other guy.
Fire?
There you go. Yeah. So if we do that, if we were able to do that, we can actually get the game to be like, oh, you already gave him the letter, and we can actually go to the desert early. But since that is not currently possible, we have to actually do all this.
Choosing left door on purpose here because I just find it easier to jump on the railing here. There we go. So I'm going to line up here like that. I'm just going to inch my way forward. There we go. Backflip. Line up that pouch. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Iron boots. Backflip. There we go. And now I'm in.
I'm surprised that worked. Guess my ears recovered. Yeah, this game's a little weird on what it checks for. You have to cover Link's head in order to be able to transform. Or I guess Wolf Link's head. Well, I guess it works both ways. Pretty much you can't have anyone see you. Good luck on Morphine.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna need it.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I need to chill.
While he's doing that, I'm going to give him some quiet time, but I'm just going to go through the desert here, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. So that Morpheus Eye right there, after you slash it, can give you a certain amount of time to get your water bomb ready. I thankfully had just barely enough time to get my water bomb ready, but sometimes her eye will go straight in. And thankfully, I just have plenty of time. You actually want to do a clockwise spin there, because counterclockwise is actually is slower. So doing a clockwise is slightly faster, and it will give you just enough time to pull out a water bomb.
It's like 1 frame?
Yeah,
right?
it's about a frame, I think.
But it feels like forever in terms of especially underwater when you don't have Zoro armor.
I did not refill my air. Okay, that's fine. I should live, but it's going to be a problem now. It's fine. And it's going to be a little bit difficult. Hopefully Morpheus is being nice to me. Okay, I'm just going to try and go for a grab here. I need to be quick about this here. So I'm low on air. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Go for that and that. Iron boots. Okay, I should have enough time to get down. Okay. Good. Just enough time to get my air back. Okay, if Morpheus is nice here, I should be able to kill her. I need to get this regrab though. That's all I need. Oh, this is really scary. Am I living? I'm not living.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. That's Morpheus.
I'm saving here just because if you can soft lock here, and I don't really want to lose all the progress I just did. So saving here just in case that does happen. But I'm going to transform into human here. I activated map glitch so that there is no loading zone, so I can go ahead and do what I want. I'm going to do a setup here. LJ out of bounds here, and thankfully there's some collision here, so I can do a setup and jump right in. And thankfully this trigger actually extends infinitely up and down, so I can just kind of spawn in here. All right, I'm gonna back up here just to play it safe. All right. So if I did actually die in this fight, since I have map glitch active, I can't continue. I don't think I can quit either. I might be able to quit, but the thing is, at that point, I would lose all my progress. So it's a soft lock or lose all your progress. That's pretty much what it is. So I did a safety save there just in case that did happen. But thankfully did not. So now we're approaching Arbiter's Grounds, which in my opinion is the worst dungeon, especially in a speedrun. I'm not talking casually at least, but in a speedrun. It's just so difficult for no reason, and everything can go wrong. It just sounds like TP. Alright, so we're gonna get out of here. I actually don't know. Do you know if you can die in this room if you stay too long?
I don't know, actually.
You can't with map glitch, at least. So I don't know if you can actually normally die in there, but the game makes you think you can die there.
All right, take 2.
All right, I almost split again, but...
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to do some setup here. There is a trick here I have to do. It's not too difficult, but it's just annoying if it doesn't work, because then I void out, and then I have to do it again. So we'll see if... What are you doing here? Go away.
I saw Lord.
I'm going to grab this health just because. Safety. Alright, so let's see. Nice, we got the roll. That's literally the hardest part of that room. And then we're going to roll up these stairs here because it is faster. Gonna grab this key here. We're just kind of going through the first part of the dungeon normally. You can force on equip if you don't want.
I know. There's no way.
Did you get 1 bomb?
I got 1 bomb.
Nice, man.
Oh,
good job, man.
Wow. That was so worth it.
All right, so 2 1 bombs.
There was no way it just happened.
All right, so right now we're approaching the gate, Arbiter's Grounds Poe gate. Unfortunately, this is another kind of barrier that would save a lot of time if it could be skipped, but unfortunately there is no easy and viable skip for any percent. There is actually a skip for low percent with a rupee slide. You can actually clip through the gate right there with a rupee. However, that takes like 13, 16 hours?
Yeah,
I don't know.
13, 16 hours. Yeah.
So we really don't have time for that, unfortunately, or else I would maybe show it off. But,
it's for later day, maybe.
but yeah, if we could find a way to clip through that, it would save us a decent amount of time. It's like 8 minutes or something like that. It's another good time saver. All right, I'm gonna try and see if I can, get in a specific spot here. Nice. So what that did is, normally what you're supposed to do in this dungeon is you're supposed to, in that first room, fight the Poe, get the scent, and then kind of continue with the dungeon and kind of do things in a normal fashion. We can skip that first one because it's not really checked by the game at all. And we're unfortunately, this part is not one of those ones where it only checks for the last one. It actually does check for all other Poes except for the first one. So we have to do the other 3. And we're actually going to do them in a reverse order since it's a lot easier and faster. We kind of just skip the rest of this dungeon. The only time I ever remember the rest of this dungeon was during a randomizer, and I had to learn it on the spot. We skip literally so much of this dungeon.
Yeah, we do.
But it's just this first part that takes so long. So there is some manipulation you can do here. Unfortunately, I don't have the knowledge for that at the moment. But there's a way to get a consistent manipulation on this. So we'll see if we just get lucky.
That's a side hop.
Oh, is it?
Yep, that's a side hop.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah, you had to do it a little quicker.
Come on.
Nice.
Well,
we gotta get out of the sand, yep.
Oh, I barely made that.
No, jeez.
All right, let's see if we can get a double. No. So yeah, I barely made that. I'm surprised I actually did. If you're in sand, you can't do much, but we're killing the 4th Poe right now, which is going to give us the ability to get the scent, which is what we need. And that'll let us complete the rest of the other side of the dungeon. And then I'm going to move this block because we'll need to come back here later, at least 4 times. And then since I'm a little low on rupees, I'm going to grab this here. This is 20 rupees. I should be able to get 60 within this next part.
Damn. Miscat glitch. It's fine.
All right, so yeah, we got to wait for that to happen every time we kill one of them. So now that I have the scent, I can dig this up, and we can just continue with the rest of the actual dungeon. So if I'm lucky here, this guy can hit me out of, well, I guess it's usually on the reverse one, but if I am super lucky, he could hit me out of it, but he probably won't do that, yeah. So I'm just going to do some movement here to get this key and kill this Re-Dead before he screams at me. I'm going to pick up the 20 rupees that he drops and get out of here.
Another thing to note is also, we didn't mention this, but the item wheel is actually it's super complex on where items are located. They're always located in the same spots, but every time you get an item, it adds it to the item wheel, but it also changes the positions of different items. So you might realize, you might be like, oh yeah, the iron boots are on top of my item wheel. Next thing you know, you get the ball and chain. Oh, the ball and chain is on top of my item wheel. What's that? What the heck is up with that? So being very wary where your items are placed is also a very important thing, because menuing is a big time loss, can be very much. You might not realize it, but opening up the item wheel and closing it a bunch of times to try and equip an item, it could take a long time, take up a lot of time.
Ooh, I want you to hit me after I push it, okay? No, you're just gonna ignore me, okay. But yeah, thankfully the item wheel though does have a cool little thing where if you hold L, it actually lets you kind of like zigzag to where you want to go, so you don't have to go all the way around the wheel. So, gonna make my way to the final Poe that we need. But we're gonna do in the reverse order. So in this game, if you've seen some speed runs of Wind Waker, you can know that you can actually open key doors from behind without using a key in Wind Waker. In this game, unfortunately, you could still open the door from behind, but you still need the key. So it does check for the key. So we're gonna open this locked door from behind and just go through it. Alright, and then there's a Re-Dead here, but he won't really notice me until I attack him, unless I go too far forward. But
yeah, he's got the one shot.
I need to pick up some rupees here. Oh, nice. Animation cancel on accident. That may have saved some frames, but... And perfect amount of rupees. I now have 300, which is good because we do need them right after this dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I did not mean to do that.
All right, see if the bridge is nice to me today.
Oh my god, I can't go over this.
Bridge is nice.
All right, so that is the final one we need for this section. No, so it doesn't check for the first one, but it does check for the other three, and this finally lets us go through the gate. If it only checked for the 4th one, that would be nice. We just get the 4th one, and that's it. It's pretty simple. Unfortunately, this is the one. This game is so inconsistent in terms of like glitches and how the game was made. There's EMS where you can climb up and out of bounds and go to mash the sword early, but then there's the what is it? Is it technically a farm, or is it where the goats are at? Is it just
It's a ranch.
The ranch. So like the ranch has invisible walls as high as like you can go for no reason. So the dev that made that day just went all out, and then EMS are like, it's fine. So I mean, I'm happy for it, but it's just really weird.
Probably just didn't think players would just get up there, really. If I had to take a guess.
So I was going to try to go for human movement there, but unfortunately I did fall off, so it's fine. We'll just go the normal speed run away.
All right, I'm getting my ending glow. I'm remembering to get that so I can beat the game.
All right, so I'm going to make my way over here. We're going to wish this Stalfos a happy birthday because I'm going to give him a present. Happy birthday. You can have that. And then I'm going to go over here and drop this bomb here because I don't want these guys feeling left out. And then I'm going to redo my inventory here, and we're going to wait for this to open. And then make my way to the mini boss here. There is one thing I didn't mention, which you probably didn't wonder, but if you actually go into the C-up position, so first person, and then pull out an item, it's actually way faster than just waiting, as you saw right there. So right now I'm going to try to do an attempt of a Death Sword skip, which used to be TAS only, but is fairly doable nowadays. I've just been really bad at it lately, so we'll see what happens. It's also a little bit RNG dependent, just based on his position, and then also based off of if my camera will change, which really isn't RNG, but it's just based on my movement.
Yeah, so Ether's got to get into a very specific position on the edge near that pot on the left side, and then he's going to hopefully get a Death Sword to be really nice, which he is, and he's going to roll back, transform into a wolf, and then he's going to try to position his camera well, and he's looking for double lines on the pause right there. Perfect, and oh, unfortunate.
I'll try one more time. If not, we'll just try to beat him normally. Come on, buddy. Pretty sure it like breaks even if I just go for it again, but
go for the backup, yeah.
Nah.
Okay. All right, so you can stun lock Death Sword just like kind of Dekuta with the 2 slashes. I'm not finishing a combo, so we just do that until he is finished, and now we get the spinner or the Beyblade, the fidget spinner or whatever. So many names of this item. Jeez.
Yeah. Obviously, you could skip it, but unfortunately, just bad luck on my side, and then the second one just didn't want to cooperate. So it's all right. Doesn't lose too much time. All right, so now we're actually getting the spinner, which will let us complete the rest of the dungeon. So we may or may not be using this for the boss. We will find out. If we have good luck, we'll not be using that. If unfortunate things happen, then I will be using it. All right, so now that we have the spinner, we can actually just kind of go through all this very easily.
Yeah, the quicksand is not really an issue for the spinner, which is nice.
Got my rolls. So yeah, I'm just making my way back to where we were. I did forget to mention earlier, you probably just saw that I just kind of like just hopped over the quicksand on the left side and just got the boss key early and just did that in all reverse. Yeah, I don't know. It just happens to work out that way. We just literally skipped the rest of the dungeon. So
All right, so coming up for Ether is going to be probably the hardest trick in the game, period. He's going to try and skip Stallard. So in this arena, there's going to be some enemies called Stall Troops. And then he's going to be trying to do a trick called Claw Shot Actor Displacement with that Stall Troop. And he's going to try to bring that Stall Troop all the way to the exit gates. And then after that, there's going to be some really, like, crazy stuff that happens. There's going to be clip out of bounds with what's called an L slide, and then he's going to try and do a bomb, try to boost himself with a bomb to get past the gate and make him skip the fight completely.
Yeah, if I'm lucky, I'll probably give it a couple tries depending where I fail. If I fail on the final step, I will just go for the normal strat. But on the first try, I might give it a couple tries just to see if I'm able to get it. But if we are, it does save. I forgot how much time it saves, like a minute and a half, maybe?
Minute and a half, yeah.
If you're lucky. Depending how fast you go.
Yep.
Which is pretty huge if you're trying to go for sub 3, so. All right, so spinner in this room is double speed, so I'm just going to use that to get to my spot.
All right. Good luck, man. You got this.
Not looking too well. All right, Stallard, if you want to be nice, I would love you forever. Looks like I might get a chance here.
Unfortunate.
It's all right. We'll try one more time.
So that's kind of like the a little bit of a.
I can't really put on iron boots here, can I?
Oh, I can. There you go. That's kind of like a little bit of a sneak peek of what Claw Shot Actor Displacement looks like. So like the actor is just pushing Link, and it depends on what position you have, where the Stall Trooper is going to land right next to the exit gate.
Yeah, we need to line up literally where I'm standing right now, so. All right, Stellar, I need you to be polite once more. Which it looks like you are, thank you. I might fail this. Yeah, he's just gonna hit me. I'm just gonna go for it normally and for Let me give it one more shot. If I don't get it, I'm just gonna go for it normally. It's alright. I'm gonna reset my controller here. Maybe that'll help. Ooh, Stellar's already there. I gotta be quick. That's not going to work, unfortunately. I already know it.
Oh, maybe?
Never mind. Never mind. Clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so now he has the Stall Troop in the correct spots. And now he's going to try and do an L slide to clip through, or use him to clip through the wall. It's a little bit finicky, this L slide clip.
I also got to worry about Stallard hitting me, so.
Thankfully, you can just easily reset him with the Gale Boomerang, though. That does add up. There it is. Okay, so now he's going to line up again.
Just going to make him not do that.
Yeah.
Alright, now I gotta wait for him to attack so I don't get attacked during this.
Okay, he's gonna go for a he's looking for a very specific flash here.
I don't know my visual cue right now. It's a little dark. Yes.
And he got it.
Let's go.
That is by far the most difficult trick in this game, actually. Skipping that boss is, oh man, that is, it's intense. It's really intense.
Wasn't first try, but we did end up getting it, so I don't really think it, I think it just broke even pretty much.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But now that I did skip that, I actually can, the game doesn't know we actually really beat Stallard. It just thinks, oh, we got here. So we're going to unlock this portal here so we can come back, and it actually is going to give us a little bit of time save on the map movement just because I never beat Stallard technically. So the game hasn't updated itself. I did not mean to do that. Come on. Spin attack, bro. Alright, so if you played this game casually, you know you probably need to do this cutscene to bring up the tower here. We're just going to skip that because I don't really want to do it. So I'm going to warp over to Kakariko, and you're probably wondering why. Aren't you supposed to do Snow Peak or
Yeah,
Temple?
Snow Peak.
Snow Peak. Well, we went to Snow Peak earlier. We never finished it, but we're not going to bother with all that. We're going to skip those temples. We don't really need them. I'm on low health. So I'm going to go inside the sanctuary here, and you're probably wondering why. We're actually just going to say screw it and go to City in the Sky because we want to be fast. So we're going to head down here to where the cannon is, and usually you need the Dominion Rod that's restored to be able to move this. But we have different plans for that, so... Yeah, that's what I thought. With a precise angle here, I can actually clip through. That's too early, I think.
No, you're good.
Oh yeah, we're good. So this is what we need map warping for, because here, if we try to warp, Min is like, he's watching. But who's watching? There's no one there. Thankfully with map warping, she doesn't care anymore. So we'll just go ahead and warp it to its destination and continue on with the run. How you doing, buddy? You enjoying the show?
Our good man Fire here is gonna help us restore that cannon. He's the savior of this run.
Yes, for a small loan of 300 rupees, he will fix this for us if I don't bonk into it. Hey! So yeah, thankfully this game lets us do this. This was thought to be patched on HD. However, they, like I said earlier with Nintendo devs, I don't know what their consistency is, but it seems that because they introduced Quick Transform to TPHD as a quality of life improvement, and that is the method we did earlier to clip into the statue is actually patched on that specific scenario with Quick Transform. However, they just didn't touch regular transform like we did.
Yep.
So, don't know, once again with the inconsistency, but we think for that because this Master Sword and this are the two biggest time saves of the run. Master Sword, I forgot EMS saves like an hour and something, an hour and a half or something like that. And then I think this saves like 2 hours. Because you skip going through the Skybook and all that stuff.
Hidden Village, all that stuff you skip.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So, thankfully we're able to skip that. If we weren't, this run would literally be horrible. It'd be longer. I mean, this used to be considered the longest Zelda run until Skyward Sword HD came out, and that's already getting close. That's already dropping. It hasn't dropped lately, but it started dropping to under 4 hours, so... This is still at least the longest Zelda for SD versions, for any percent at least. This game is just perfectly built to be just that little bit broken, or that just enough, or that just not enough.
A lot of the tricks really just got discovered early on. That's another thing when the game first came out. So that's part of the reason why not many things are found to this day. It's just like everything was found in the beginning, you know. So that's why TP has been in a lack of like big route changes. Like the small ones in Lake Bed and the Bomb Bag, like those are like a couple seconds, but like skipping another dungeon or like, you know, skipping a boss key or something, or skipping another Twilight even, like those would be like major time saves. Like the biggest time save we've had recently was Stallard skip. That's like again a minute 30, minute 20.
All right, so I'm going to transform before I actually open the door because I want to skip a trigger from being activated, which it looks like we did. If I don't open that door as human and I do it as wolf, my feet are further back, so the game doesn't know I'm actually close enough to activate it. That lets us skip the activation of that, which lets us go up there early instead of going all the way around. So here I need the spinner to just open up these kind of pathways to the other side, and I can probably get off it right before it's about to be done, just to save a couple seconds. I didn't get that one, unfortunately, but it's fine. I knew that was going to happen. I was worried. So I'm going to make my way across here. And we're going to get the small key here. And this section we're about to do right now is a little unique, and it's kind of unique to this dungeon only for whatever reason. I'm going to grab this small key real quick, and then I'll explain. So now that I've grabbed that small key, my save point is always going to be there until I do a certain action. And if we're able to skip that action, we can actually save ourselves trouble and have that always be our save spawn. So the reason it activates that save spawn there is because it wants you to watch this cutscene that's about to, well, hopefully not happen, but there's a cutscene right here that destroys the bridge and tells you that Argrok is a big meanie. But thankfully, with the wind and a jump slash and an angle, I can skip that, and now the game will forever want me to, you know, go back to that spot and say, hey, you haven't watched that yet. But it's no longer there after we get to a certain point in this dungeon run. So yeah, now we're going to the other side, which there is a trick here you can do. This one actually is TAS only, at the moment at least. Small key skip, at least this method. It has been done with other methods, but that requires a hidden skill that we would not ever get. I got a heart, nice. That we wouldn't get in any percent, so there's no point. But at least the method that does not require that specific hidden skill is actually very hard. Myself and a couple others have tried practicing it, and some of them have gotten further to the point where maybe they almost got it. However, it is still very difficult, and I don't believe anyone has done it to today. I think Gymnast still has a bounty out for the first person that does it. It's $100. So if you really need, like, you know, something worth $100, get to the grinding. All right, got to put Boomerang on. Ooh. So I'm going to make my way over here. We do unfortunately have to go around on like the HD version just because of game differences. I'm going to do a little different approach here. I'm going to see if I can get a double LJA here. It's a little riskier, but it's cooler. Nice. And I believe it is technically slower, so we'll see. All right, so these guys are, it's going to be a tough fight here. It might actually be now. Go away. What?
He didn't fall down. He jumps. There you go. Now he fell down.
Okay, well, I accidentally got a roll, so that ruined the whole joke. But you can just spin attack and they just fall off and die, so.
Yeah, usually you jump to that center platform, wait for them to jump. As soon as they jump, you spin attack and they both fall off the cliff.
And then here, we're going to grab one of our man chickens and proceed. Hello. No. Okay, I messed that up. I clicked the wrong button, and I also went too fast. Such a thing as speedrunner. Alright, so I'm going to wait for this cycle to end. So yeah, what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to get enough height and then drop down. I almost dropped too early. Guess this guy's coming with me.
What if they actually like unload when they walk through?
I'm pretty sure they do. They don't until the door's shut.
Ah.
Alright, so I can use some movement here to get specifically up here, and I can try to ledge grab this. Nice. We can. I'm not gonna go for the swag strat. Actually, I am. I'm gonna grab a heart here because I will need. This will take 2 hearts of damage. We'll try it once. If it doesn't work, we go for the normal strat.
No.
Fortunately, it was too far left, so
Yeah.
normally you can go down there and you take 2 hearts of damage for that, but we'll just grab the normal way. Hello, buddy. And then Link's gonna scream because he's scared. All right, here's a trick coming up here that is pixel perfect. I actually didn't practice this, and I probably should have. But it's pixel perfect, so we'll see if we can get it.
And so basically, there's very specific position where you can actually claw shot the target that's right above the gate where the double claw shots are. But it's again pixel perfect. You have a very tiny window, and you have to kind of be quick before the area alphos hits you. He's gonna do the setup here, and then he has to be really, really precise here. Oh, there you go. You got it. Nice.
All right. Yep, we're all good. So yeah, you can thankfully not get crushed there if you're in a good position. If you're in a bad position, you technically can't get crushed there. But thankfully, it didn't happen to us. And now we're done with the first part of the dungeon. So I'm going to equip some stuff here and save warp. And you're going to see here when I respawn, unless I get Atom Glitch, I will be in that spot where the small key was. Yep.
Nice.
So I can just side hop, jump over here, and we can be on our way. It saves us from going from the first part of the dungeon and worrying about activating the fan again. So thankfully we don't have to worry about that. And I don't have to worry about skipping this cutscene again either because it just no longer exists.
You gonna go for the clip?
The kite clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
Nice.
There's a new clip that was discovered very recently as well. I'm gonna attempt it here and see if I can. It's a little wonky sometimes, so I don't fully get it, but we'll see if I can get it right now. So I'm gonna try to get myself in a decent position here. That's not great, but I'm gonna YOLO it. I'm gonna line up with a certain position here. Oh, I don't think I got it. Oh, I did.
That looks good, yeah. Nice.
So yeah, that saves, I forgot exactly. It saves like what? Is it 15 seconds? I don't know. I don't remember exactly how much time it saves, but it does save time, and that's really good. Beats going all the way around and going through the laggy door. Alright, so we're approaching the end of the dungeon almost, so. So here, I'm going to do some precise movement to be able to get on top of these fans here. And thankfully, we barely can just reach all the way across. And then we're going to perform another LJA here. Oh, didn't pull out my sword, which is fine.
There we go.
Nice. So we can just barely reach over there. So if your angle's off or if you don't time it right, you actually can hit the railing and fall down. So thankfully that did not happen. We just lost a tiny bit of time. So I'm going to jump attack here, activate the cutscene, claw shot my way up here. And you're probably going to be noticing that I'm going to be like double tapping my claw shot here. That's just to get the animation to come out faster, so I have enough time to actually hit these, I don't know, railings?
Cycles,
yeah.
Yeah. You gotta make a certain cycle here with these fans. If you can make it up top, this next one here, and then the one after that, you can be at the top then without having to wait an extra cycle. So that looks pretty good. Now, I was gonna hit this last one. This last one's kind of difficult. You got it. Nice. Perfect.
Barely. So yeah, double clicking the claw shot just like so. Instead of holding it out and normally doing this, just double clicking it. It's just a little faster. All right, time for Argarok, which I have some history with, but we will not be seeing that history today. Unless something horribly wrong happens, and then that's just going to be its own thing.
So to give kind of context, one night, Ether was doing just a normal speedrun of Twilight Princess, and he got to this fight, and things weren't working the way they should, and more like...
So Argarok became a magician. Let's say.
So on the final hit, you're supposed to usually do the ending blow, but for some reason, as he was doing the ending blow, he fell for Argarok and was like able to save like a bunch of time from it or something like that. Was it?
So what happened at first? We just discovered, oh, you could fall off. That's weird. And then his armor came back and stuff like that. It was just a weird thing that happened. What ended up being, or what ended up causing that issue is a dying disc reader. So what happens specifically with that is that if you intentionally or not, if you intentionally CD stream or delay your disk loading, you actually can have Argarok just disappear completely and you can fall off. And during that time, you can die. You can die, or you can save warp and save 40 seconds.
I'm going to let Ether actually finish the run. I'm pretty too far behind, and since we're running on a little bit of a tight schedule, I'm actually going to disqualify myself from the race here. So I'll be commentating, though. I'll be here commentating for the rest of the run for you, though.
But yeah, it is an illegal technique that's not ever going to be allowed. It's just kind of a freak accident that happened, and now everyone thinks anything that goes wrong is my system. But I have a Wii now, as you can see. So we will no longer be encountering weird issues like that. I didn't want that to happen here. All right, so I'm going to void out here just to reset Argarok up top so that we can grab him faster. And I'm going to position myself here to get as high as possible. I got lied to.
Oh, no.
Please don't hurt me.
Okay, you're good. Nice.
All right, so a little bit of an issue, but we're just going to wait it out.
So he's going to lower
I forgot to do
iron boots.
I did the wrong one.
You're still good. You're still good. It's still going to work. Should still work. All right.
We're just going to go through this normal. I clicked the wrong button.
So what we're supposed to do there, he's supposed to equip iron boots before claw shotting onto the P hat. There we go. P hat, and supposed to dip and then wait for the flame to kind of pass over the P hat, and that will actually cancel our rock's flame, and that will be able to get on him and do the attacks a little bit quicker.
You'll see it right now,
Yeah,
probably.
he's gonna do it.
Unless I mess up again.
Yeah. That's good enough. That should be good, yeah. Yep. Alright, there's the roar. Alright, now he's gonna dip, fall down, he's gonna wait. Now the flames cancel, there we go. And now we can go over two or three Piats. And gonna get onto his back, and then do that one more time. But this third phase is gonna be a little different. And so that Argarok is also gonna do a reverse fire. And so we have a way to compensate for that though, thankfully. So once we get up top, we're actually gonna take off our iron boots. And then we're gonna, as soon as you hear the roar, we're gonna claw shot 4 P hats. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna target the first one, and then
that was a little early.
I think you're still good though. And then you're gonna unequipped, perfect.
All right, let's hope that worked.
That looks good, yeah. Yep. Perfect. There we go. Nice. And then he's gonna do the ending blow. Is he gonna fall off? He
Hope
did
not. Hope not. That would be very bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a little bit of a messy fight, but worked out. So yeah, we're now done with City in the Sky. So now we only have technically 2 dungeons left.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
I don't even know what my pace is right now.
Let me see.
And it's a little bad because of Stallard skip.
Yeah, 226. I don't know. If I knew what time you like left Arbiters, I'd be able to know.
It was like a couple minutes over.
Like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So maybe like a mid 3:0 something, maybe a 3:10. Usually can tell when you get past Palace of Twilight.
All right, so this is the first actual heart container I'm going to grab because I actually need it. I will need it for a trick coming up right now to save some time. It will be breaking Link's legs.
Yeah, so when we are going to claw shot out of the City in the Sky, we're actually going to do it with our iron boots, but we need to jump slash right away. And that will land us on top of the bridge, and if we didn't do the jump slash right away, we would land in the water, and we wouldn't be able to warp right away to Arbiter's, or the Mirror Chamber.
All right, so maybe we'll get a hop if he does it. He does it sometimes, but looks like we're not getting it. So I'm going to jump slash here, and we're going to land on the bridge.
There we go.
And then now I can warp back. And now we're ready for Palace. I'm not ready.
So Palace is one of those dungeons where there's not a lot really going on. There's not a lot of really like tricks that are like that break the dungeon per se. It's pretty casual. There are like a couple LJs that optimize it a little bit further, but nothing like groundbreaking or all that stuff.
I feel like my inputs are getting dropped, and I don't know why.
Might be controller, maybe. Yeah.
All right, so like D3 said, it's going to be pretty much mostly normal, besides a couple things. Just because this dungeon isn't very broken, unlike other ones. There's no special trick we can do. People did theorize that you could use maybe boss flags to get a soul to pop up outside and use that to, activate the cutscenes, but fortunately that's nothing related to it. But
yeah, back in time is very limited in this game, mostly due to the fact that you can't enter any different loading zones at all, and you're just stuck on that Bridge of Elden pyro fields.
yeah, if you were able to get, like, Skyward Sword, for example, is a great example of how broken back in time can be, and this game would also be somewhat broken as well if we were able to do that. There actually is a credits warp in this game if you were able to load back in time on a different map. Since we can't do that, thankfully, at least in that case, we don't have a credits warp. Because this run would be pretty short if you go based off the credits. Or you'd have to go now to what, Ganon source requirement and become Ocarina of Time. Who knows, maybe we'll find SRM.
You never know.
We were actually close to discovering, maybe getting a pathway to somewhat of an SRM, but we actually only discovered Eye Shredder, which will destroy your eyes. But during the file select screen, you can actually get the cursor to go out of bounds, and you can kind of mess with some of the code there. But wait, what am I doing?
You can get jump slash on the chest. Yeah, there you go.
You can kind of mess with some of the code there, but unfortunately there's only one thing that we've gotten out of an outcome, and that just makes the game very, very broken graphics. That's really it. Everything else will crash or not work, or you'll change your aspect ratio of the certain layers, and nothing cool, I guess. Or nothing useful, I guess I should say.
All right, so coming up to Phantom Xanda, this fight is going to be kind of random where he spawns, but with audio cues, you can kind of hear him where he spawns. And then we're going to do a slash and then 2 quick spins. We're going to do that one more time. And then for the third hit, we're going to do a slash and then 3 quick spins. All right, so he unfortunately missed a quick spin there. So he's going to do one more cycle here. There we go, got him.
Yeah, quick spins, I don't know why. It's like in this room, it's a little weird.
I believe there's a lag in this room, actually.
There's certain places in the game that just, for whatever reason, make quick spins not work right sometimes. And I don't know if that's just like sort of a feeling thing or if that actually is true. But you will know in some cases where you'll just like try to quick spin and it just doesn't work. It's not.
So right there, he overlapped the cutscenes of the hand coming out, and he also overlapped that with the stairs rising there. So the cutscene ends shorter if you were to overlap it. And then right here is going to claw shot. He's going to do some L slide movements. You saw it a little bit with the Stallard skip, but that's like minor, very minor time save. You just kind of inch your way closer to the door. And then here, this room could be quite difficult. You have to aim the soul in a very specific way to get it in the socket. You can play some basketball. For 3.
Yeah.
Nah, not looking like it, yeah. And then when he gets up here, he's gonna jump slash up that tiny little edge there.
I'm gonna not do it just because every time I do.
Yeah. You fall off somehow.
I trigger these guys for whatever reason. I don't know. It just must be the way I do it. But you can do a jump slash up there to save a little bit of time. But for whatever reason, it doesn't work for me sometimes. So.
And also that L slide that he did, he actually skipped that little trigger that trigger those enemies that would spawn down usually.
Yeah, they check to see if you're holding the soul, I'm pretty sure. And then if you are, when you pass that certain point, they're going to drop on you. But since we haven't we weren't officially holding it yet, we were dragging ourselves past it, and then we picked it up, it just didn't bother with it.
Alright, so now we've gotten done with the left wing, now we're head over to the right wing, where things can get a little more hairy. Especially in the first room. In this first room, there's tons of names for this room. There's Time Loss Room, Mario Room. I don't know, it's one of the worst rooms in Twilight Princess. It's just a bunch of platforming, so it can be difficult.
Especially when you have a soul over your head.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and do my best here to not get screwed over.
He's going to drop down, and he's going to wait a specific amount of time here. And that will kind of line up the platforms, and Oh, okay. Yeah, the Xanhead kind of fired in a weird direction there.
I'm gonna see if I get lucky.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, that's a yes if I get spin attack.
Okay, he's gonna spawn again.
Just spawn here.
So this is kind of what can happen if you don't take care of that Xanthead right away. You can spawn in all those awkward positions.
All right, buddy, I need you to...
There he is. Got him.
I could have gone back there, but it was just safer to wait.
Yeah. Because if you fall down, you have to go back to the beginning of the room, claw shut up, and then ride the platforms again. So that room loses quite a bit of time. Lost my fair share of runs to this room.
I've lost my... I remember one moment exactly. I lost the Palace of Time Lost .mkv, which is the early platform.
Ah, yeah.
Oh wait, I can just do this.
Yeah.
Hello? You didn't want a B attack?
Yeah, waited too long.
I'm just gonna...
Yeah, be careful. That would do a lot of damage to you.
I didn't realize he did not take that much. Alright, that's not how it's supposed to normally go.
Yeah. Usually, what you could do also is if you do a dash B, it will do a double hit, and then you can do a midnight charge. But also, you could do 2 jump attacks and then a midnight charge to take care of those Xantheads.
I actually almost died in that midnight charge attack.
Oh, that looks silly.
Yeah, I keep claw shot on there sometimes. Small optimization with an LJ.
Now we have the last Phantom Xant fight. It's the same thing, same kind of deal. You gotta do 2 cycles of a slash and 2 spins, and then the third phase is just slash and 3 spins.
Oh, nice roll. I'm dropping inputs, man. I guess I'm just going too fast. Oh,
Oh,
hello,
wow,
buddy.
hello. That's some really good RNG. All right, it's all right. Just gonna do an extra cycle. 2, nice.
So I normally can do it in 3, but since I'm silly and messed that up,
There we go.
gotta do it in 4. What time is it? Oh,
It's
my.
midnight, yep.
I think we should be finishing up shortly. So.
Yep. Pretty much after Palace of Twilight, there's about maybe 15 to 16 minutes of gameplay left in the run. Got the boss, you know, the whole Hyro section, and then the final couple fights, and then that'll be it. But this like first part of Palace takes about maybe 10, 11 minutes tops, and then you have the climb to Xant, which is not too bad, and then you have the boss fight, which is also pretty short. So like really like this first part of Palace would be beautiful to skip if possible.
Yeah, you can't get around the waterfall that's up top, and even if you did, you can't really progress without the light sword or a soul technically.
Very nice. Oh, that was a little scary there.
Yeah, that's why I wait a little bit.
Yeah.
I gotta let go at the right time, or else it'll snap back.
Yep.
All right, this is the more difficult room. That's all. Let's see if I can make it in 1 cycle.
That looks good. Yeah. Perfect. Nice. Nice and easy.
Hello, Bat. Goodbye, Bat.
All right, now that we got the second soul back, we're gonna bring it back to its original position where it should be, and then acquire the light sword.
The butter sword.
Butter sword, the lightsaber, the glow stick, butter knife. A lot of names.
All right, let's see if I can do something fancy here.
I think I know what you're gonna do.
Whee!
Nice. So now the souls are infused with the Master Sword, and now we can cut through the giant waterfall at the center building there.
That guy is floating.
He is? Oh, he is. I just noticed. What? Nice mini break side. I'm a fan.
Didn't want to target you.
Yeah, I would do that again. There we go.
Targeting in this game is a little weird sometimes. So.
All right, the climb, again, this is just going to be pretty much the casual way, but just a little bit more optimizations held in there. There's going to be these like two kind of fake souls here. Got to put them into the socket here. And then if you put them in correctly, you can get them in without having to fiddle around with them. Let's see, that's one.
That should be it.
And that's two, very nice. And he's right below the stairs where he should be.
There is a way you can skip this, but it's very precise, and I don't think it saves that much time.
Be careful on health. Getting a little low there. It's free heart there, yeah.
What are you doing?
So there's going to be an LJ here. Very nice. Didn't hit the third target, but that's okay. Nice, got the triple hit. Okay. You gotta jump it.
I stand on it too long.
Yeah, you gotta jump attack again. It'll work.
It's fine.
Yep, it's all good. So yeah, he was trying to get the platform ready so where he would, when he was ready to stand on it, or after I got the key, he'd be ready to go, basically. There we go. And there is an LJ here, but it's kind of risky because you fall down, you go back up, you have to ride the platforms. He's gonna go for it. Very nice.
All right, so I think it technically is faster to do the platform first, then boss key.
Yep.
However, I find it much more consistent to lose a little bit of time to just do it this way. So. Come on, where are you?
There it is, got it. So you can kind of claw shot through the fog there, but it can be a little difficult because you kind of can't even see, so you just kind of have to wing it. So now that he got the boss key here, he's gonna jump down here.
I'm gonna be on very low health though. So.
Yeah, you could use the spinner if you really wanted to. Clear the fog and clear the fog, and then spinner down.
Whee! Save ourselves a heart.
Yep.
Just waste some time, that's all. Oh,
Yeah.
Did the guy fall off? He did.
He did. Aww.
So sad.
Dang. So there's usually like a lone shadow messenger there, but sometimes he just
can't handle it.
Sometimes he just walks off by his own.
Yeah, he goes and visits his family elsewhere. I'm not gonna do the LJ here.
Yeah.
Just because it's a
little risque. Yeah. So right there, we take care of that Xant head, and then we want to wait for the explosion sound effect, and then these next Xant heads will spawn here. So it needs to be a little. Oh, he's back.
Oh, hey, buddy.
So he is still on 1/4 of a heart, so he still needs to be a little bit cautious. There is a heart right there he can grab. He's gonna try and use the Guild Wormer to get it.
It's not gonna pull it now.
Yeah. Now you're standing on top of the chest. No.
My feet. Alright, I actually am gonna try and grab that heart because I'm pretty sure I don't need it, but it's gone.
No.
We don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I need it. The only thing that can kill me is the Baba.
The Baba, yeah, but be careful of him.
Well, we're gonna hope that we don't.
Well, one of the Shadow Beasts here might drop a heart for you.
Nice spin attack.
Oh,
it's fine.
Okay, it's fine. It's honestly not bad to die right here because you're going to be put basically right in the beginning of this room. It's not much of a time loss. That maybe lose like 15, 20, like 10 even. So it's just unfortunate. Spin attacks in this game are surprisingly difficult, honestly.
Dude, where's my spin attack? I just can't spin attack. All right, we're gonna do the normal.
Yeah,
one.
do it the normal way. There you go. There you go. Got them all.
It's a little weird, but
Yeah. About 3 hearts. Look at that.
Sucks that had to happen, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. Oh, jeez. Are you going for it all right here? Oh, nice. So again, doing some optimization for the Gale ring here to just go slightly faster.
This isn't gonna matter because I messed up already. So
yeah, scaring me, man. Holy jeez. Nice. Oh, jeez.
what is happening?
You're really making me scared, dude.
Ooh,
oh my gosh, you're fine. You're fine.
No.
What are you doing?
Ignore what I just did.
All right.
I'm fighting the demons.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's fine. We got this.
Yeah. All right. This room is scary. It's a scary room.
For realsies this time.
Yeah. There we go.
I can actually do this.
Oh yeah, you could do that backup if you wanted to. Nice. So that is a small backup you can do if you do end up falling down. So that's really nice. I actually didn't think about that.
Yeah, if you end up falling down after killing the other Zant head that we did, like I did, you can actually just do that. You can do it normally, but it just doesn't work because you need to kill the other Zant head.
Nice. Good. All right. So now we got the final Shadow Beast fights. This is the last time you'll see these messenger guys. We're gonna transform you.
Buddy, come on. Nice.
Thankfully, they didn't revive their friends. Alright, now it's time for Zant. Now, keep in mind, with this fight, there is going to be a more fuel phase, and you still have Zora on her, so you got to do the swimming and water bomb stuff.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too bad.
So even like after Morpheal and Stallard skip, like this Morpheal phase of Zant can still very easily ruin your run. Like if you're not paying attention, not doing the right stuff, it happens. It can very easily happen. So paying attention for this final fight is important.
I got 12 minutes.
All right, so with this fight, only the fourth hit of the slash really matters. That's what actually progressed the fight. So Ether is going to be just using slash just like it's the fourth one there.
All right, try to get the one cycle.
So right here, if you do a specific slashes here, you can get potentially one cycle. Oh yeah, I can't even get it now, yeah. Unless, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my quick spins are just dying on me today. Wow, you are not liking me.
Yeah, and also with this part here, Zant kind of just like spawns until he wants to.
Yeah, it skips the RNG aspect of that.
And this is the underwater phase. I'm just gonna give silence so you can pay attention here. Nice. Again, equips being a little bit shaky here. Equips are hard. They're very hard to do correctly. Refills here early, so we can start swimming over there. And the way this like kind of 4 Zant head thing works is whatever head that's farthest away, that's what the one Zant will spawn in. So it kind of just manipulates them to spawn in the one that's really far away. Nice. So now the last underwater phase is over. There's no need to worry about drowning anymore in the run, thankfully. And now the fight is pretty standard from here on out. It's going to be an ook phase here. He's going to knock down the pillar. Going to do a jump slash, do full combo. And then he's going to just chill underneath the pillar. Very nice. And then, I still got it though. That's not too bad. And right here, this Bozetta phase is, again, the only reason we need the ball and chain. There is no other way to shrink Zant without the ball and chain. Nothing works, you know, no lantern, no iron boots roll, no Dominion rod. It's just a ball and chain. So it is the only reason we get that item.
Unless we get some weird thing of like quick put away where it has like some weird things.
Yeah. I thought the ball and chain kind of like moves when you're doing that. Good, nice, good. Now this final phase here is a nice little quick kill strat. So again, the force slash is going to be prioritized. Good. Good.
Sadly.
All right, that's all right.
We go again.
Yep.
Normally you can hit him with that, but we'll just do it normally.
There we go. So yeah, the ball and chain can stop him from spinning around like that, but
if you're on a bad cycle, it won't hit him.
yeah, it won't hit him, but it does slow him down.
All right. And I don't need this, but for charity, I will grab the heart.
Oh no. Nice. The ball and chain can act like sort of like a boomerang in that aspect. It's kind of strange, but a unique property of it nonetheless. And now we just have one dungeon left. You have Hyrule Castle, which is going to be the most, I would say, it's pretty quick. It's a pretty quick dungeon, actually, when I think about it.
Yeah, it's not too difficult.
But every run up to this point always has to watch one specific cutscene. That is the Squidna cutscene. Perfect time for a bathroom break, you know, get a sip of water, stretch.
It's the get up and stretch
cutscene, yeah. If only there was a barrier skip.
There is.
But.
Little Growly did. Yeah, there is a barrier skip, technically proof of concept, but you need to do is it active corruption or memory corruption? It's some sort of memory corruption that you can do with like actor unloading. with the fishing rod duping, but
There's also this like very specific layer of Hyrule Castle Town where they used to experiment dogs. You can actually pick up dogs in this game, and there are a bunch of dogs all over the place. And the layer has no barrier, no barrier at all. You can go straight into Hyrule Castle, loading zone, open the door, and you'd be there. But there's no really way to access that layer of Hyrule Castle Town.
that guy just teleported there.
Yeah. Runs valid.
If we had time, I would show off the dogs, but unfortunately, since we're kind of on a tight rush,
Yep.
I'm going to actually stand up real quick.
Yeah.
Just because I've been sitting for 3 hours.
Yeah, and you can get a stretch, you know. Poor Minda.
I would say poor Minda.
Yeah. And now she's a giant squid.
This is the only barrier skip that we have.
Yep.
It's the barrier skip.
I will say though, like this cutscene looks gorgeous. Literally smashes the barrier. It's like glass.
Oh, yeah. It's too bright for us to see right now, but
Yeah.
in HD, I'm pretty sure you can just see it shatter.
Yeah, you can see it shattering, yeah, in HD. It's beautiful.
And now, the final dungeon.
Mm-hmm. So when entering Hyrule Castle here, we're going to go straight to the left, and we need to get, what was it, one small key, two?
Just a small key.
Yeah, just a small
to
key
open the door.
to open the castle door here. And going to be a couple fights that we're going to have to do. So this is one of my favorite strats. It's the stand there and do nothing strat, where you pull out a bomb and you just do nothing. There we go. And these, those barriers that encompass Link, you can actually skip a couple of them, and one instance is right here. If you roll past this cutscene and skip it really quickly, or to the right, you can just completely skip the barrier. It's on the left side, you don't have to worry about it. This gate will open, it's on a timer, so there it is. And then we have the, one more reunion with our good friend King Boblin.
Damn. All
Okay,
right.
trying to do like pull
Yeah.
the game, yeah.
There's a one frame trick you can do there if you pull out your sword at the right time. As soon as he's pulling it, you can actually just skip the whole animation.
Another thing we didn't mention is the spin attack actually is doing multiple hits to King Boblin here. And total it does, I think maybe it was 4 or 5 hits. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So it does 3 hits total on one spin attack. Multi-hits is very, makes this possible.
I think it's if you do counterclockwise, right?
Maybe, yeah.
I think clockwise is 2. I could be wrong, but that does happen in some cases.
An instance was where a spin attack hits multiple times is actually the Statler boss fight in the second phase. When you knock him down, your spin attack does like 4 or 5 hits in one quick spin. It's going to go for a 1-frame backflip and a pause here. Oh, we didn't get it, unfortunately, but it's all right. We're just going to, you just say we're going to walk.
I'll walk.
Just walk it back.
I think it's like barely faster to...
Yeah, it's barely faster. see some of the enemies just kind of chilling on the, looking for Link. I can't find him.
They're acting busy for Ganondorf.
Yep. And now we have another barrier skip coming up.
Oh no, the left door. Yeah,
Lost frames.
Link only knows how to use his left hand for whatever reason to open doors. He is truly left-handed.
So we're gonna jump attack in this position, and then we're gonna skip the cutscene just so we can gain movement as soon as possible, and then we can just kind of walk past it. There's no need to do these fights at all, really. They're just ways to activate cutscenes, put lights in the room, opens up a map chest, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, as well, if you do activate all the lights in this room lags like crazy on GameCube.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I figured that out during Rando.
Alright, so he's gonna fight the starter in a very specific way. He's gonna get behind him, and he's gonna do slashes, and then whenever he's gonna back up, he's gonna follow him, do side up to cancel, and then he's gonna get behind him again, do 2 hits, pull out the ball and chain, throw it on the 3rd one, and there we go. A quick, easy fight. Looks really cool, too.
I'm not even in the right position. That's fine.
So he's kind of lining up for a thing where he can, if he just throws the Gale Boomerang, he'll hit the torch there. But by looking at it, maybe you did hit the right. You did hit.
I did hit it. However, I bonked. That's the 2nd time I've done that.
So just to fix it, he's just gonna light the torch again, stand near that, and then just gonna raise the. I will raise it. Nice. And right here we have the last use of the lantern here. We have a nice little lantern puzzle.
There actually is a different method that was discovered that saves like a second or so, but it's a tight
window to get it.
Yeah.
So we always just go top right, bottom left, bottom right, top left. And for these 2 Lizalfos, or Dynalfos, they're pushovers with bombs.
Hey, buddies.
Hi, guys.
I have a present. Oh, not anymore.
Oh,
Never mind. That worked.
yeah.
So another thing we were joking about earlier about the left door thing, in Hyrule Castle, whoever developed the doors going out to the outsides, or I guess to the insides of the dungeon, made it so that you always go through the right door for whatever reason, so thank you for that. If you go the opposite way, though, to the outside... Oh, that's a little bad.
Fight's a little weird.
Hey, wow, you are being a butt.
Got him. Takes a while for that Arialphos to despawn, so that you just kind of linger there for a little bit. We got one more cutscene here, the boss key, and then we have the final tower climb.
Alright. Oh no.
Runs over, we don't have control of Link.
Runs over, about to get sniped.
Oh. We're saved.
Who's doing that?
I don't know.
It's a burb. Who are you guys?
Oh yeah, we never saw you guys. We saw Aru at least. We don't know the
These
rest.
random strangers are helping us. We just never met him in the speedrun, so.
Yeah, you know. To give it a little bit of explanation there, those characters are the guys who help you find like the next temples in the Mirror Shard quest, or Temple of Time, Snow Peak Ruins, Arbiter's Grounds, and then City in the Sky. They'll kind of help you out find the next dungeon casually.
All right. I can't actually mess up here. I probably won't, but there's a small chance I could.
So there is an intentional path here you can take, but found out you can just kind of just. Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just kind of brute force through it. You need to get an auto roll on those falling platforms, because if you don't, you'll probably not have enough speed to make it past that without falling. And then these claw shots are a little specific here. Link was tilted there.
Alright, I should be able to go.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. Nice. And then we have a little bit of a skip here with this Dark Nut. You're good? Yep, perfect. We just kind of claw shot the lamp there and completely just skip that fight.
I think this should be within estimate.
Yeah,
originally.
Yeah, actually. This is gonna be close, actually. Probably depending on Zelda RNG.
Ooh, right, Zelda RNG. So, Zelda, like other games, likes to mess you up in speed runs. So, we'll kind of see what happens here. It's gonna be Puppet Zelda fight. Now, there is a crash that can happen here, and I'm going to intentionally, after I skip the cutscene, put my controller down because I do not want to do it.
So, a little context. If you pull up the item wheel on, I believe it's like the text box, on the same frame the text box appears for Puppet Zelda.
Cool, we're good.
The game will just crash.
Yeah, because it can't handle that.
In the HD version, they actually patched that where you have no movement whatsoever. You can't do anything. So, let me explain this fight here. So, the fastest RNG you can get for Zelda is 7 cycles. So, we're on hit number 1 right now. Zelda can either do a Triforce attack or that dash attack she's doing now. We want to get the dash attacks, but she also takes time in between attacks. So she could be, she could attack really quickly, or she could take her time. So that's attack number 3. So far, we're on a good pace for a 7 cycle here. So we need to wait 4 more hits, and then we will see if we get an orb. So now we got the Triforce. That's the other slow attack, or the slowest attack is the Triforce there. We don't want that. We want as little as Triforce as possible. Nothing really we can do to manipulate this phase, so we're just kind of like, you use this part to like mess around, do some break slides.
Wow, she really likes the Triforce.
And she's really liking the Triforce right now.
All right, if we're lucky, this will be an orb.
And it is
7 cycle.
7 cycle. That's the best RNG you can get. All right, now we have B-Skinnin. And this fight can, we're gonna try to get B-Skinnin down to 1 HP by doing a certain combo of slashes. Good. Gonna get around him. Do a jump slash. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a full combo. Gotta do that one more time, and then for our final hit, we're gonna actually transform into Wolf in the fight. Because for the third knockdown, we are required to be Wolf. And also, this room lags a lot.
Ooh, I missed.
Okay, that's all right.
Go.
So since he missed, B-Skinnin's, what are you doing? He's just running around. Oh, wow, that's very lucky. That is extremely lucky what he got right there.
Oh, I should have just done ball and chain again.
Yeah, it's all right. Just transform back. So usually B-Skinnin will go into portals, and it'll be a random amount of portals until he comes out, but he either got really lucky. Go around the left side, yep.
Yeah, a little bit slow, but...
All right, now we're gonna transfer him back into Wolf. Yeah, to finish that last hit on him. Link's mad.
Yeah. I'd be mad too.
Yeah.
I try not to look in this direction because of lag.
Yeah, looking at that barrier over there on the right, it lags the crap out of your game. There we go, nice.
Not perfect, but not bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, I should have done ball chain again, but didn't. Decision went through too fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, time for the, well, I guess, final part.
Got the horseback fight, and then we just have the regular Ganondorf fight. So with horseback, this fight can be a little bit, it can be difficult sometimes. The point of if you get hit by Ganon, like, it's gonna be rough.
Like that.
Yeah. So now it might get a little difficult here, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna slash Epona, so Epona starts moving right away. He didn't slash yet. He slashed. Okay. So yeah, this could get a little dicey here.
Hey, buddy.
All right, actually got him in a good position right there. Nice, got rid of the Phantom Riders. Stay away from that horse. That horse has a dangerously big hitbox too. Nice, good shot. Just have one more slash. Ooh, yikes. Nice, all right, good. One more spin attack, we'll do it. Perfect.
All right, besides those 2 knockdowns, so pretty good.
Yep.
All right, you're gonna see the smoke get all weird.
Oh yeah, that's strange.
That's what happens when you turn off the tiny boxes.
Ah.
Alpha dithering. All right, so since I am on the German copy, I can, well, once again with inconsistencies. This is not supposed to be this is supposed to be an auto text box, but the game, for whoever coded the German side, decided to make this a manual box, so we're just not going to skip it.
It's funny how it just sits there.
And then time will be approaching right now after I get the final blow on Ganon.
Yep. Do I That's one. It's going to be 2 more spins. 1 more spin. And time.
All right. A little bit overestimate, but it's fine. I just messed up a little bit at the end, but all good.
GG's, man.
GG's.
Any shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to shout out my community, Emdra, Lamb, D3,
Thanks, man.
Dasani, my girlfriend Paisley. Do you want to shout out anyone?
Oh, yeah, I just want to shout out my community as well. I want to shout out my brother. I want to shout out you. I want to shout out my fiance in the crowd. I love you, babe. You're awesome. And, yeah, if you want to speedrun TP, discord.gg.tp, I believe it is, right?
I actually don't know.
But if
I
not,
think it still is, yeah.
But if not, go to the Twilight Princess Discord community on the speedrun.com. Link to the Discord. Has all 3 versions. Have great people, great community, great everything. I'm in there, on the HD side. I also talk a little bit SD. Ether is also an SD person, so pretty chill community, pretty good. And yeah, that's about it for us, I would say, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow our Twitches, yeah. Twitch.tv/TheEtherNetBoyz, Twitch.tv/Delighted. They're right there. And yeah, thank you all for watching and have a good night.
Appreciate the opportunity to run for you.
Yeah.
So, thanks everyone.
Sorry, my run didn't go so well, but that just happens. That's all right. That's just SD.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.